The 93X Half-Ass Morning Show podcast is sponsored by Standard Heating and Air Conditioning.
Winter's arrived, and with the holidays around the corner, it's the perfect time for Standard Heating's Black Friday Comfort Countdown specials. And right now is the time to become a Smart Club member and get your furnace in top shape before winter comes. Visit standardheating.com today. Comfort you deserve since 1930.
The 93X Half-Assed Morning Show, Backtracks Edition.
I got a question for you, Josh, right from the get-go here. I think I already know the answer. I'm sure I already know the answer, but I'm going to ask you anyway because you're my best bro. Am I cool?
You know, take this the right way. That's the dumbest question you've ever asked.
Okay.
Absolutely, you're cool.
That's what I thought. Do you think that you're cool?
Can I change something?
Yes.
A second ago, I said that was the dumb. Well, you know what? Up until that time, that was accurate. Now, that's the dumbest thing you've ever asked me.
Right. In a matter of seconds, I asked the dumbest and the second dumbest questions that you've ever heard.
Yeah. No, I am not cool.
You don't think you're cool?
No. Well, I mean, I don't know. Let me ask you. You tell me.
I would argue that. I think you're very cool.
Well, that's nice of you to say. Like I've uttered the phrase, "Who's up for the Renaissance Fair?" How does that level on the cool scale?
That's about as cool as it gets, right there. Everybody knows that.
How about this? I lost my virginity to the 1984 movie, The Last Starfighter.
The Last Starfighter.
But I lost it to a popcorn bucket.
Oh, gross!
Is that still cool?
God dang.
I like The Last Starfighter. I was just thinking about that the other day.
I don't know that one.
Yeah, I don't think I've seen that one.
Well, I've heard it said out loud. I've certainly heard it said out loud.
So there's a kid. He's very good at the video game The Last Starfighter, and it was actually, can you believe this? It was a test from some aliens to find somebody who could go fly a starfighter and kick some ass for.
Okay. Now that you're throwing the plot my way, I have seen a little bit of this over the years. Unbelievable plot so far. Aliens are looking for... Go ahead. What else? How does it play out?
So he dominates at this video game. And he's known for it. People come and watch him.
I can picture it. He's at the arcade, crowd.
I think it's actually like at does he live in a trailer park? I haven't seen it since I was maybe 5th, 6th grade. But
right.
Yeah, I think it's like in wherever he lives, they have one. And he gets so good, people come and see him, watch him play this game, and he dominates. And then all of a sudden, aliens are like, bruh, we need your skills.
All right.
This was actually a test, not just a video game.
You've woken me up to some memories that I didn't know were still bouncing around my noggin. Sure, The Last Starfighter, absolutely. I was just reading something before we went on the air here about a new poll that was dumped on Americans, 35,000 of them. How do I get lined up for one of these where I get included in one of these surveys?
You got to be on like maybe either somebody's mailing list or a regular visitor to a website where they'll say, hey, do you want to be a part of this? You just click on whatever you want.
All right, forget it.
Sometimes like on Twitter, they'll have polls, things like that.
Oh, that doesn't sound worth it. I guess I'm cool being left out. So 35,000 Americans were asked, do you think you're cool? And most of us do think we're a pretty cool person. I was just, reading that over. And then I thought, who are some of the coolest people of all time in my book? And I didn't have much time to think about it. These are just a few that came to mind. Some of the coolest people of all time in my book. Davy Jones from the Monkees.
Oh, man, so cool.
All-time beer league hockey and softball living legend Calvin Portner. WWE Hall of Famer, the Honky Tonk Man, and former North Star Bobby Smith. Those were the four that just came to mind that I had time, to write down.
I thought of a few.
Coolest people you've ever, not necessarily someone you personally knew, but someone you saw on television. Who would you say?
Yeah, I'd say Fonzie from Happy Days.
Punch
from Chips.
I didn't know we could go fictional characters.
I thought you did.
No. The Honky Tonk Man, Calvin Portner, Davy Jones, and Bobby Smith.
Well, I guess the Honky Tonk Man, I know it's a real person, but it was a character, TV.
I suppose.
So I was going off that.
Poncherello, Fonzie.
Yeah.
So far, you're partial to Italians.
Well, J.J. Evans.
Oh, sure.
Obviously, Rocky, Rambo, same guy.
Jesus, yeah. Well, that's a hell of a list. Do you think you're cool? All right, what do I have here now? The majority of us say yes. I know I am.
No, I'm not.
Yeah, I figured.
Are you okay, Waffle? I'm concerned about.
Well, what voice was that? What character voice was that?
That was just me.
Yeah.
That's just my voice.
Are you
right
sick
now.
again?
No, you're sick.
Like, my voice has just been terrible the last couple of days.
Okay, here we go.
right,
Can we get anybody healthy in this building?
I know. I was telling Nick off air, Dana, we've got these studios which are not soundproof, but they're close. And we hear Dana coughing, and you cough so loud and like such an old man. I've had a feeling once before, like, Dad?
Yeah,
Are you back?
I have grandpa coughs
You,
for sure.
you sound like
What is
Grandpa.
the matter with you, Dana?
It feels like something like gets knocked loose in Dana when he coughs.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, in somebody else, he coughs so hard.
I'm telling you, this is the bottom line. Now, Wapple, you sound terrible.
Oh, it's just, my voice has just been getting worse.
You must be sick again, which is very odd because you were recently sick, and that was the first time you've been sick in 15 years or something like that. This is it. I'm not going in your studio. For folks who don't know, we got Dana, Wapple, and Ashley all in one separate studio. Josh and I share one together over here. I'm not going into your studio over there until we boil it first. There's something going on over there. You guys, you all look terrible. You sound terrible, except for Ashley.
Yeah, I've been doing pretty good.
Well, before the show, I went and visited Wapple, and it looked like you were asleep. Where I even asked you, you remember? I'm like, "Are you okay? You look terrible. You sound terrible."
Yeah, it's just been bad couple of days.
Were you screaming? Were you in a terrible screaming match with your girlfriend?
No.
/ landlord?
Just bad personal couple days.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that.
Yeah.
What happened? So you were screaming at somebody?
No.
Do you mind sharing? Can we talk through it?
Just like a funeral last night. And
Were you
Very sorry.
screaming at the funeral?
No.
You shouldn't scream.
It was just a party. It was just a
You
blast
partied
at
your
the-
nuts off.
No, it's just like the sickness that I had, and it's just been like it just got to my voice.
It's
and
hanging
it was-
on.
Yeah.
Oh, so
Yeah.
you are sick. I didn't know you were still battling.
Oh yeah.
But I did like how when I first said, "Oh my gosh, what's going on?" You're like, "Oh, nothing. It's just my voice. Nothing going on here." Then all of a sudden, the voice cracks and you sound like you're dying.
So again, do you think you're cool? That was the question asked to proud Americans, and most of us think we are. 53% said, "Yeah, I'm cool."
That's good.
29.
I wish it was more. I wish more people. Because there are people that think they're cool and they're the complete opposite of cool. They're
Hell
actually an
yes.
a-hole.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Hey, if you don't like my jokes, that's your problem.
Yeah.
Well, no, you're not really funny. You're just incredibly mean and nothing is funny about it.
Or you have
Exactly.
no comedic delivery. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's been one of my pet peeves before, when somebody thinks they're throwing a funny line at you, and it's just awful, and then they'll say, "Hey, I'm just joking." Well, you better work on that because no one can tell. The delivery was terrible.
I've seen
that's
that-
what you call a joke? That aggravates me.
I've seen that happen to you before, just when we're out somewhere, somebody says something, and you're like, "I don't get it."
Yeah.
And they're like, "Dude, it's just a joke, man." And I would say, "Well, get better at telling jokes."
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah, it doesn't make any sense.
No
what
one
you
in the
said.
room can tell that you were joking. So here's the thing. 53% of us said that, yes, we're cool. 29% said no. 17% weren't sure if they're cool or not. Men were more likely to say yes.
Doesn't surprise me there.
Nope.
Age matters, apparently.
Oh yeah.
3/4 of Americans under 30 think they're cool. 2/3 of people 30 to 45 think they're cool. 43% of folks between 45 and 65. Even some old timers, 28% of them still describe themselves as cool. They broke it down to where you live. It went on and on and on. Here's what I didn't like to read. This part disappointed me. Midwesterners, us, we were the least likely to think that we're cool. Where I think Midwesterners are the friggin' coolest. They really are.
I think we're more humble. I think
Yeah,
that. So when you're
that's gotta
answering
be
that
it.
question, they thought, I'm not going to be a douchebag here.
Well, Midwesterners, I think, are more apt to actually be themselves, for Christ's sake, as opposed to being a phony, portraying yourself to be somebody else. That's a big thing, I think, in the big cities.
Yeah, for sure.
New York, L.A., they're all trying to be something they're not.
Well, and
But that's why they think they're cool.
Yes, that's
That's
why
their
they think they're
personality.
cool.
Yeah.
their personality is, I'm from New York, I'm from Los Angeles.
Right.
We've experienced that for sure.
I'm
And
so
obviously
much
that's
better
a
than you guys.
That's a blanket statement. They're not all like that, but it seems to be prevalent, at least, enough that you notice.
Yeah, I wish we were more confident in ourselves because Midwesterners are about the last folks on earth that I trust, and that list is dwindling.
I mean, I think that's cool in itself, right?
Yeah. Do you think you're cool?
Dumbass welder Jesus is cool with not being cool. You know what? The older you get, the more you're okay with that kind of.
That's why I'm kind of surprised it went up to 30, where you thought you were cool. I thought it would be like 25.
Well, I'm not sure what you're saying. Let me read this stat again to you, Wapo, and you can be more clear about it. 3/4 of Americans under 30 think they're cool. 2/3, it's still a pretty good number. 2/3 of people 30 to 45 think they're cool.
Yeah, I think it would be at 25 where you think you're cool. Like 30.
Yeah,
I
being
guess-
30 makes you less cool.
But I totally knew I was not cool those last 5 years, coming up to 30 and 31.
You don't think you're cool.
Oh, I
Ashley, do you
definitely
think
don't
you're
think I'm
cool?
cool?
No, not at all.
Why don't you think you're cool?
I don't know. When I guess a good example is when my boyfriend makes fun of me for lame things, like being a nerd about rocks or I don't know, just one of my weird little habits.
A nerd about rocks. Yeah, you're into, what's the term again?
Geology.
Geology.
Yes. I like agates, all that fun stuff. But if I
Allagaggets.
if I geek out over something scientific, he's always calling me a nerd, and I always have to defend myself. No, I'm cool. I like to I don't play video games. That makes me cool.
Yeah, it does make you sound cool when you're defending your coolness.
Exactly. So
Totally
that's,
agree.
that's how I know I'm not cool.
Dana, do you think you're cool?
No,
Because you're not.
really. No,
You're not.
Yeah.
I'm cool in my own way.
No, you're not.
But I'm cool. So I think I'm around. It's funny you mentioned the age 25 because 25 is when I stopped trying to be cool, stopped trying to do the cool things, and just let myself be my own weird self. And I feel like myself personally, I feel cooler now than I'm no longer trying to be like the guy that was wearing polo shirts and trying to be,
Puka shell
trying to do the things that the cool guys did. I completely abandoned that. And I said, hey, you know what? I like wearing jerseys. I like old school video games. I like the dorky stuff, and I'm just going to embrace it.
I felt like it cost a lot of money back in the day to be cool. You had to buy Abercrombie or Hollister. God, those shirts were $55.
So
for
expensive
one.
and so not worth it.
Sometimes though, Dana, you do we'll say something, we'll throw something out incredible, right? Hey, have you ever had a foursome and then base jumped off the Eiffel Tower and then did whippets on a motorcycle? And you'll be like, yep, I've done that. We'll throw out some crazy things. Nick, I know you've noticed that too. I don't know if there's been something that's insane that you've said you haven't done.
Yeah, have you done insane things?
I've done some, I guess, a little bit here and there.
Did you ever do an orgy and then base jump off the Eiffel Tower and then do whippets on the back of a motorcycle?
And then fall on another guy's penis?
I was actually doing the whippets while hang gliding, actually, Josh.
While hang gliding?
Yeah, I was hang gliding.
So you base jumped onto a hang glider? That's incredible.
Yeah, it was.
That's awesome.
It was a crazy Tuesday that happened.
Another reason I know I'm not cool is my niece doesn't find me cool anymore. She's 10, 11, I can't remember off the top of my head right now, but
Well, you're old to her.
yeah. I used, but maybe even 2 years ago, it was completely different. She was always hugging me, climbing on me, and now she's got a phone, she has Snapchat, she could text her friends. I'm no longer cool.
You're no longer the cool fun aunt.
Nope.
Ashley,
It hurts.
you realize that no one on planet Earth is cool in the eyes of an adolescent girl.
That's true.
No.
But we were buddies.
Everyone
bounce back.
Everyone falls
hope so.
off that list. I think, I don't know, teenage boys, teenage girls, they're all the same way. Suddenly, the only cool things on planet Earth are what's going on in their immediate world. Everything else is an inconvenience. It's boring. It's stupid. Oh, God. I mean, yeah, so don't feel bad about that, for God's sake.
You know, it's weird. So our older two kids, they're in their 20s now, but when they were younger, they never were embarrassed of us volunteering at the school or going on, a field trip or whatever it was. They just never were. And I'm not saying this means we're cool. It was just kind of strange to me because I remember my parents, I'd be like, he dropped me off like a block away. You just wanted to act as if you didn't have parents, even though everyone knew you had parents. Yeah. But like, no, I'm in 6th grade. I'm on my own. I'm doing my own thing.
Every single friggin' kid has that little phase in life.
But our youngest does not like to be anywhere near us when there's his classmates around. Not at all. I mean, he is mortified. He won't let us volunteer for anything. And part of it with his mom is he's like, I don't want to deal with the barrage. He doesn't know that word. He's kind of dumb. I don't want to deal with the barrage of mom jokes, right? He is, I guess when a mom shows up, everybody's talking about banging their mom and stuff like that. He doesn't want to do that. With me, he just doesn't want me there. That's all that is.
You're just not cool enough.
Oh, God, no. More anxiety than Hair Jesus wants to know if this makes him cool. He just made a Facebook post for his cat's birthday. Where are we at?
Yeah, that's adorable.
I feel like being cool, if you have to think about if you're cool, you're not cool.
Right.
Yeah, I agree. Mm-hmm. Although I think there are
It never enters my mind, Wapple, and I'm about the coolest sumbitch you've ever seen.
If you're cool, you're not cool.
Right. I'll go along with it. Got a couple of text messages. Eastbound at Sundown Jesus said he always thought that his cousin Ted was cool. That's because when we were kids, he wrote his name on the name tag of his bowling ball bag. Okay?
Yeah.
His cousin Ted wrote his name on the name tag of his bowling ball bag, and it said, Ted, the coolest.
Yeah, my cousin Ian, I always thought was cool. My Uncle Bill, I always thought was cool. He raced motorcycles, had a leather jacket.
You've talked about him, yeah.
He had a tarantula. Mm-hmm. He had the, what was the Atari? He had an Atari.
Wow.
One of my weed dealers, he had a crotch rocket. He would roll up to where we were buying weed, and God, he had the leather jacket. He had the sunglasses. That was cool.
One of my weed dealers.
So cool.
Dumbass Welder Jesus said, I'm cool. We like to talk about kitties at work. They talk about kitties.
Mm-hmm. Like kittens?
I guess.
I could get involved.
Yeah.
Crazy fish guy, Jesus. He says that people think his exotic fish are cool.
That is pretty sweet.
I used to want exotic.
My weed dealer had exotic fish.
Your weed dealer sounds awesome.
If you could imagine.
Is this the same guy?
When-
That's cool.
When does this
the same guy?
When does this guy get out of jail? I would like to meet him one day.
Tell us about the exotic fish, crazy fish guy, Jesus. Sadly, when I was living up at St. Cloud, one of my buddies, I guess in a desperate need for attention, so when people walked into our house, they would think this is not the ordinary house. For whatever attention-seeking reason, he went and bought a piranha and put it in a tank, and it was one of the first things that you saw when you walked in the house. I thought it was a really stupid and annoying and obvious move, but yet he played that card. And then the piranha, you guys aren't going to believe this. This is so funny. The piranha's name was Penis. I mean,
oh my gosh,
it was
hilarious.
just a riot, just an absolute riot. I couldn't get enough. Whenever nobody was looking, I wanted to pour bleach in that tank to kill Penis, the piranha fish.
No.
Just so no one. So I didn't want to be associated with that stupid move.
I get it.
But I never hurt the fish. Don't panic and call PETA.
So the first time you heard the name Penis for the fish, you didn't laugh?
I hated it.
Oh.
I hated it.
Yeah, me too. Teacher Jesus said, okay, I'll say it. When that survey was taken, only the cool kids filled it out. That's why I never received it. Just went to the cool kids.
Well, there you go. Yes, Cully.
I get excited to go to like big box stores. I mean, shoot, I'm wearing my Fleet Farm shirt right now, thanks to Wapple. That kind of stuff makes me excited.
Yeah, you're
not doing anything makes me excited.
Yes,
love
that. That is a good feeling.
I'm horny for not having anything to do.
Yup.
And I think you love canceling plans.
No, I actually don't cancel plans. I don't know why I get that reputation.
You like when other people cancel them.
I just don't like doing things. I'm not disrespectful. I'm not going to cancel anything. But yeah, if I usually what the difference would be, I just won't agree to it if I know I'm not going to want to do it.
Mm-hmm. But what Ashley said, I bet you get horny if someone else cancels the plans.
Everybody does.
I don't want to
love
do that, but now you're canceling.
Everybody does. We got texts coming in. People are saying, I agree with this. Ashley, you are not cool because you live in Coon Rapids.
When did you move?
September.
Yeah, so you were cool in August.
Damn.
I support that text. Others are texting in saying that they spit in the face of people who don't want to be cool. That's the classic line from Carlito Cool, former WWE superstar.
That is cool.
Hey, Ashley.
Yeah.
Randy Marsh is a geologist, and he's pretty cool.
That's true.
He's my favorite character on South Park.
And he knows how to legitimately play Carry On My Wayward Son by Kansas on a real guitar.
That scene was so good.
God.
Oh, man, that was awesome.
I rose above the noise and confusion.
What are you doing? Well, I could actually play this song on guitar.
Yeah, the kids weren't impressed. They were all into Guitar Hero.
Oh, God, that was such a funny episode.
That was awesome.
Oh, the mounds of coke.
Yeah.
Hot Wheels Jesus thinks the coolest person on earth has got to be, he didn't say Davy Jones or Cal Portner or the Honky Tonk Man or former North Star Bobby Smith. Hot Wheels Jesus thinks the coolest person on planet Earth is Sam Elliott.
Oh, yeah, he's definitely cool.
I've heard that.
Cool.
Yes.
I've heard that be a thing lately. Where everyone's claiming that Sam Elliott is the coolest man to ever live.
Clint Eastwood.
Mr. T.
Oh, yeah, Mr. T.
Mr. T's a
Harrison
great answer.
Ford.
I don't like Harrison Ford. I don't think there's anything cool about him.
There's nothing cool about him whatsoever.
All right, maybe there's a couple things. I just don't think. I mean, he's all right. I think Harrison Ford is wildly overrated, but I'm not looking to start trouble. Not today.
Yeah, I don't say that about Indiana Jones or Han Solo.
No.
His new show, Shrinking, is very funny.
It's very good.
On Apple TV+.
I hope that comes back soon.
Me too.
I hope it doesn't.
That's a cool guy take right there, Wapple. Going against the grain.
That was badass.
The half-assed morning show backtracks.
Local legend, former wrestling referee Rob Page has texted in and volunteered to be my wingman during my 2 days of free agency.
Well, that's great.
That's a pretty good wingman.
Oh, that's a great wingman right there.
You could tell some stories. Plus, I'm way better looking than him. Isn't that?
Are you really?
Yeah. Oh, God, yes.
That helps.
Isn't that how you play it out, right?
I picture him very handsome. I haven't met him before.
Oh, no.
Oh, really?
No, not at all.
I'd say he's a handsome dude.
Well, that kind of ruins my image of him.
You don't have to be all cutesy about it, Dana. You've met him. I've met him. Wapple's met him. No, I mean, he's a grown man. You can be honest with him.
Now, were you being honest?
Yeah.
No,
you're just
Dana
being
was
nice?
not. He's being nice.
The way you said "yeah" made me think you're not being nice.
I mean, I never really thought of it, but yeah, I don't know. He's a good-looking dude.
Well, think about it.
And then you said, "I don't know." There's little clues in there that you don't think he's a good-looking dude.
So now, Dana has.
I'm looking at pictures of him right now.
Your opinion doesn't factor in for a little while until you admit that you were just trying to be nice. But here's the deal: this is important to me. I got 2 days of free agency. Is that the best wingman? Would it be someone who's not nearly as attractive as you?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, definitely the way to go.
Well,
yeah.
I don't know because
I've heard that before, Josh.
There was a guy that worked in this building who was the best looking person I have ever seen, whether watching someone on a movie or in person.
You know someone that we worked with who's the best looking person you've ever seen?
By far.
Write him down.
Okay, I can't remember his name, though.
Was he the big, tall guy that played college basketball?
Nope.
Okay, because his name was Dallas.
Yeah, it wasn't Dallas.
Okay.
I wouldn't.
He was a handsome dude.
God, I want to say it was like Brett or This was when I first started. So we're talking like 1996.
Okay, I was here.
Gorgeous, blonde. He was gay. Does that help?
Sort of.
Okay, so it was great because all the women would just flock to him.
I know who you're talking about.
Okay, you know,
yes,
yeah.
I also cannot think of his name, but I know
it's
who you're...
killing me because
okay.
I loved the guy.
Yeah, he was a very
my
cool
brain's
guy.
not working.
He was very, very nice, and you're right. He was a good-looking dude.
I used to hang with him all the time.
You did?
All the time. And he would bring, I mean, the girls would just flock to him, and then
yeah.
he'd have to say, I'm gay, but
Right.
my friends here would love to talk to you.
Oh,
So
smart.
he was the best wingman.
Okay. So I'm kind of surprised that he was the best looking. You think he's the best looking person you've ever seen, but I do remember him being handsome. All right. So okay. I'm stuck at square one. You're saying this dude was really good looking, but he was a gay dude. So that helps, right?
Yep.
Because he's going to say, yeah, look, I'm not interested in you chicks.
That was perfect. He had the look that's going to bring girls over,
Right.
and then he had no interest in them sexually whatsoever. So we didn't have to compete with
And
him.
he'd say, go talk to that little dude over there. Yeah,
exactly. He didn't say little dude. I don't know. He threw that in there. But yeah, he said, if you'd like to talk to this guy over here, he'd probably love to talk.
Well, he was a tall dude.
Yeah, he was a tall guy.
So he would probably refer to any of us as little. All right, well, I got to work this out. Rob Page is a great guy. He's just not very good looking.
He even says he's a gargoyle.
Yeah, he texted in and he admitted.
Did he call himself? He called himself a gargoyle?
Yeah.
Dana, now that he said that, do you want to revisit your answer?
Yeah, I looked at more pictures of him. Yeah, there's some gargoyle vibes there.
All right.
I don't
That's,
think
quite the change.
Yeah, now you're being mean.
I don't think I've ever seen Rob Page without a beard, by the way. I wonder what he looks like without that.
Worse.
Just a little baby face. That's what I look
Yeah,
like.
my wife wants me to keep a beard because she hates my face.
Yeah.
My girlfriend hates my face when it's clean shaven. She's like, you look so young.
That was a humble brag, a little bit. A little, I mean, not much, because I know you didn't mean to, but just a little bit.
Got a text from OG's Jesus, and he says this to me now. He says, you're wifeless for 2 days. I can send you my VR headset and my fleshlight. Just wash it before returning.
Well, you've got the VR headset.
I do.
And didn't you used to have a fleshlight?
I did.
Yeah, did Wapple, was that you that got him that? I thought somebody picked it up for you.
I got
Yes,
it
I think
for him,
you
but
did, yeah.
He paid me. I got it.
Yeah,
Well, yeah, I mean, you're the one that picked it up.
I was the middleman.
I told you that it
Fleshlight middleman.
it what's the word I'm looking for? It like crumbled. It
Really?
Like this is the word I've been trying to find. Disintegrated. And it wasn't because, I'm like a 16-year-old kid just murdering it every night. Far from that, far from that. It just, I don't know if it was the temperature in my home or the humidity in the room where I kept it, but it lost its firmness. It was an odd thing. It really was. It really was.
That sucks.
Did you ever use any of the lotions and cleaning products that you were supposed to use?
No. I just run it through the dishwasher.
I did that, and it actually kind of kept it in its form.
But I don't want to talk about my fleshlight. It died. It was a weird thing.
I love that you accessorized it with a particular sleeve, like based on a real woman.
Well, that's what you do. Yeah,
I think that's great.
That's what you do.
Do you remember what woman was it?
We've done this so many times. I can't remember.
Okay.
Riley Reid.
It was either that or Sasha Grey.
But it died.
Yep.
I do have the VR headset, a magical invention that Ashley introduced me to.
So much fun.
But, the last time I turned it on, I screwed it up somehow. It's locked up. You know how your computer just doesn't want to play anymore? Sure. So one day your computer just stops being cooperative. That's kind of what happened with this VR, and I don't know how to fix it.
Did you ever use it for its intended purpose?
What's the intended purpose?
Yeah, he masturbated with it.
What's the intended purpose?
Like playing games or
No,
watching,
I don't know how to play
TV
games.
or something with it.
TV?
Yeah.
No.
I told you when
That's gross.
my buddy is the biggest porn fan I've ever met. And he's into some really disgusting stuff, in my opinion, at least. But he's just really, really into it, and he loves to talk about it. Right? Hey, you got to hear what happened. This and that. Like it's a date, not a daytime, like a soap opera.
Like recapping an episode of TV.
Oh yeah, to tell me what's going on. And so But even he said it's a little too much, the VR porn. It was almost too much for him. And I thought you had said something similar, Nick. Like you just weren't expecting what you saw.
It's scary at first, but you get used to it. That's all. That's all I'd say about it.
Yeah, I'd agree with that.
You backpedal.
It's very, it's, well, I mean, it's supposed to be, but I can't think of a better way to say it. Like, it's just in your face. You're right up in it.
I kind of treated it like most folks treat a treadmill. I was all over the effing thing for about a week, and then I
started hanging clothes on it?
Yeah, I can't remember the last time I switched it on, but when I did, it said things that I didn't understand, and I couldn't log into anything, so I just put it right back where it came from. People are texting in this and that about what I should do with my 2 days of free agency. Binge drinking in the garage while listening to the Eagles. That sounds great. Offended millennial Jesus, but I still got to come to work here. It'd be different if I didn't have to come to work. Then I'd binge drink in the garage with you and listen to the Eagles. But I still got this friggin' gig to worry about. Okay, on a wingman, you need the hall pass movie technique. Now, I watched that movie, which was really, really, really dumb.
That was pretty rough.
But I don't. What is the hall pass? Get back to us, Jack Rabbit Jesus. What's the hall pass movie technique? You talking about going to Applebee's? Because that was the only funny scene. The only funny scene in the whole movie was when the one dude says, "Are you sure that the best place for this is Applebee's?" That was the only time anyone ever laughed at that movie. So what do you mean? What's the hall pass movie technique? Because I don't know it. But I think that's my best move. Grab a wingman who isn't nearly as attractive as me. And I'll give you a full report tomorrow morning on how we do. So if Rob Page isn't available, Wapple, will you come with me?
You'll have to go to Stubb and Herb's tonight.
Well, you got a bar gig?
Yeah.
Well, that's perfect. College girls.
Yeah, definitely.
In Minneapolis, what time?
6:30 to 8:30.
I'm just trying to come up with guys. I'm trying to come up with guys who are wildly less attractive than I am. So I got Rob Page. I got you on the break.
Yeah, three you lady killers together. Watch out.
Yeah.
What kind of comment is that now? You don't think that me? See, now I think me and Wapple and Rob Page could do more damage in this town than 5 Danas could.
Well, that goes without saying.
Over there making smart mouth comments, insulting our friend Rob Page. Didn't he, Josh?
He did. He kind of like went after all three of you and just in one little comment.
Yeah, he's feeling spry today, that Dana.
Medical device Jesus said what breaks the immersion when using that VR goggles to watch some porn, when you look down at yourself, quote unquote, in POV, and somehow you double in size. He said he laughed his ass off. Is that true? Does it really do that for you? That'd be sweet.
I'm not sure.
I don't know.
No. He means the Josh. What he means is the actor's penis is usually going to be larger than yours.
Oh, okay. I thought he meant like there was some sort of technology where it made yours.
No, not that I'm aware of.
Like those
that'd be crazy.
Like those Snapchat filters where all of a sudden you're wearing sunglasses.
Yeah,
it's amazing to me how that works.
Yeah, unless there's something I'm missing. But I think what he's referring to is, when you wear those goggles, you look down. Well, usually you don't have to look down. The actor, his dong is visible at all times. You see where I'm going with this?
Gotcha.
His, a.k.a. when you put the goggles on, your dong is visible at all times because that's where the ladies are going to gather. And, usually that dude is. Now, here's something I noticed in my brief but exuberant run through the world of VR porn while wearing those goggles. There is an actor who's kind of the VR porn guy. Did you notice that, Ashley?
No, I didn't.
In a lot of the movies, in a lot of the VR movies, at least, 2-3 years ago when I was using this, the same dude was the dude in all these different VR movies. Banging in a shower. It was the same dong as the guy who was banging on a bus, banging in a plane, banging in a football gym locker room.
So
same
that's all
dude.
you see? Like, you don't see his face or anything else?
Well,
it just looks like it's supposed to be you.
The abs down.
Okay.
Yes, it was the same dude. He had a very, what's the word I'm looking, distinct appearance. And I thought, this is his kind of interesting. He's kind of the VR porn penis guy.
Can you pick well, maybe you just answered the question. I was wondering if you pick your guy, like when you're playing certain video games and you just kind of scroll through and decide which character you want to be.
Choose your fighter.
You can personalize it.
Wouldn't that be something? Maybe you can. I'm just saying.
Give yourself a tattoo.
When I was just sitting there clicking on, okay, let's VR bang these 6 girls in a helicopter, right? Click. I thought, hey, that's the same penis from when I banged those 6 girls in a hot air balloon, or when I was in France, it was the same dude. So like this dude, I don't know what it is about him, whether it be his dong or something else. Maybe he's the only guy patient enough to wear all that filming equipment on his head and whatnot. You see what I mean? Because
that would suck.
That's what the dude has to be almost, not completely still, of course. He's still got to, fold, but he's got to wear all those cameras, and
that's got to be weird for the girl to look at that. Oh, I bet he looks like a dork.
I didn't think of that.
Yeah, good point. She's really got to ask.
Let me tell you something, Waffle. They do a damn good job of pretending like they like him.
It'd be so cool if you could pick all the different features, like less pubes. No, more pubes. Then you could choose bigger this, smaller that.
I don't know.
More scars.
You have like an avatar saved or something.
Yeah.
The dude, great gig. He got a lot of work. At least if you went through the history of movies that I've watched, you'd say, wow, this guy's got a pretty steady gig.
Yeah, he cornered the market.
Yeah, he did. Like I said, maybe maybe he's the only guy he's the low man. I don't know. He's the only guy that can put up with wearing all that equipment or whatever, he has to do.
But you didn't mean not to, Jesus said. It's crazy. Nick is now the most tech proficient guy in the conversation. Well, this is something he's passionate about.
Mm-hmm. I suppose. Yeah. Oh, wow. Well, there you go.
I've never even put the goggles on for anything. Nothing. I've never tried it.
Just the one time we had him here in studio, I threw him on. That was the only time.
It's really cool,
Yeah.
Wapple was talking about watching movies and, video games. Yeah, try that if that's what you're into. I never got involved in anything like that.
Yeah, I remember there were, when COVID was happening, they were selling seats. So you could get like a seat at the Timberwolves game and you could be watching it with your VR headset. So you would be in that seat at home.
You know what's scary is if one of you, I don't know if this is possible, if one of you went on a porn site right now and searched VR porn, right? Okay. Because you can watch these VR porn movies on regular edition. What do you call that? Standard.
Like what?
On your computer?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Right. I could, if you showed me 20 movies, I bet you I could pick that penis out of a group. You know what I'm saying? That
That's
dude,
impressive.
I could pick him out because that guy was in damn near every movie I watch, whoever he is.
Good for him working in this economy.
Right, that's what I'm saying. he got the gig and he ran with it.
A buddy of mine, we were with our wives, we were talking, and the topic came up of if our wives could pick our penises out of a lineup. And my wife said, yes, absolutely. His wife couldn't, and it stuck with him for about a month. It really bothered him that she's like, they all look the same. I wouldn't be able to tell.
Oh, no.
But my wife
I could easily pick my boyfriend's penis out of a lineup.
Is it the blisters or what?
Oh,
No,
my God.
It's a birthmark. So
He's got a birthmark on his penis?
What a loser.
Pretty cool looking.
Cool looking,
Yeah.
huh?
Adds a little bit of,
Are you sure it's not like
different.
a herpes sore or something?
Yeah, I'm sure.
So your buddy still hasn't recovered from that, huh?
Dude, every once in a while, he'll still bring it up. It bothered him.
That sucks.
He thought, we've been together over 20 years. You don't pay any attention to it because he's like, he went into descriptions of a lady's private parts. Everything that's involved said, I could pick it out. Just show me this. I could pick that out. He knows everything about her.
He could pick hers out easy, he says?
Any part of it.
He'll have to try to get past that.
Half-assed morning show.
They're loud, they lose control, they do their little circus act. They're a nuisance.
93X. There's a douchiness to them. The 93X Half-assed morning show.
It is that time of the year at Standard Heating and Air Conditioning. Winter's arrived, and with the holidays around the corner, it's the perfect time for Standard Heating's Black Friday Comfort Countdown specials. And right now is the time to become a Smart Club member and get your furnace in top shape before winter comes. Schedule your tune-up, boost your indoor air quality, or grab huge deals on a new system. Do not wait. Visit standardheating.com today. Comfort you deserve since 1930.
Driving in Maryland? Did you know an Easy Pass from DriveEasyMD.com can save you time and money? Of course you did, because you are a thrifty driver. An antenna reads your Easy Pass transponder and automatically deducts the toll from your Easy Pass account. Learn more at DriveEasyMD.com.
This episode is brought to you by Progressive Insurance. Do you ever find yourself playing the budgeting game? Well, with the Name Your Price tool from Progressive, you can find options that fit your budget and potentially lower your bills. Try it at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Price and coverage match limited by state law. Not available in all states.
The 93X Half-assed morning show, Backtracks edition.
Welcome back to the, 93X Half-assed morning show. We have two of our friends hanging out in studio with us today, television star Janelle Klein and stand-up comic C. Willie Miles. It's a wonderful thing. Always a wonderful thing to see one or both of you, and we got both of you at the same time. Look at the look on my face.
Yeah. How do we get so lucky?
You can't wipe the smile off my face.
I don't know. It looks joyful.
Yeah. Can't wipe. You got shows coming up, C. Willie?
God, I got nothing.
What?
Man, I've been...
my
last 2 months, January, February was awesome. And let me just shout out to all the 93X fans that came to my shows, man, up in... I call it O-Town now because I wasn't saying it right in Otsego.
Otsego.
Yeah, see, I still can't say it right. So I just call it O-Town now.
O-Town.
So, and literally down in Faribault and Fairmont and up in Spring Lake Park and at the Crooners. I mean, I had so many X-fans. I can't remember them, but I just know they all started with Jesus. And but they were so nice, man. I had a super good time with a lot of them, man. They all came up to me and was like, good to see you in person. And I'm
cool.
Like, are you sure?
They were sure.
And they said, yeah. They said, we've seen Josh and Nick in person, so it was nice to see somebody.
That's great to hear.
Yeah, honestly.
Nice to see somebody good looking in person.
That's kind of what they were saying. I didn't want to say that because I appreciate you guys having me on.
Somebody very humorous, a natural gift for something like that.
Yeah, that was like their words. It's almost like you were there.
That's what they said. We do always talk about we're very lucky. It's awesome meeting listeners of 93X. They're always good to us. Even the ones that aren't. It's kind of a fun banter, and we are the cleverest and funniest people out there by far. That's just not just lip service. We truly believe
that's honest to God truth. Down in Faribault, that woman, she was like, her husband said she wants to come up and she's shy. I'm like, how are you a 93X fan and you shy?
Right. Right. A lot of them are wild.
Right. Yeah. I said, there's no way that you're a real fan if you're shy. She came right on up to me, gave me a big hug, took a photo with her and everything. It was really, really super nice.
Here's Swamp Stomping Jesus, who said he took 4 friends to see your show in O-Town.
Yeah.
And then he closes out with this message: sleeping pills go with Jell-O? What the hell is he telling? Is that one of your jokes?
Nope.
I don't know what.
He did say you've got 4 new friends, fans now.
Yeah. Hey, Swamp Stomping Jesus, go talk to somebody.
Yeah.
That's concerning that you put that. Janelle, you got any shows coming up?
No, I don't.
No shows coming up?
Are people nice to you when they meet you?
Usually.
Usually.
You sounded scared when you said that.
Yeah.
But both of you have some downtime now. Is that what I'm assuming?
Yeah. I took off some time for real because honestly, January and February, between that and some other stuff that was going on with my family down south and stuff, and so I was traveling a lot. And then I've been to Arizona for quite a bit. And we just got back and relaxed, and I go to my next show is at the Bemidji State University at the end of the month.
Do you like those college shows? Are they pretty wild?
The ones that I do, I only pick certain colleges that I like to perform at, and Bemidji State is one of those. Yeah, I like those night events, and they're really nice.
I got some buddies who did some real damage at Bemidji State back in the day. Some real serious. Well, now the both of you have downtime. You can just get into the beer and watch college basketball. See, Willie, you can get a vasectomy if you want to.
Right.
This is when they do it. Yeah, that's when all the vasectomies happen.
True.
I don't need it now. I'm done. My blanks. All I have is blanks.
That's what I've been doing the majority of all my life.
Yeah, me too, unfortunately.
Janelle and C. Willie, do either one of you spend any time on Wikipedia? Well, first off, do you have your own Wikipedia page?
I do not. I don't know.
See, Willie.
I never. I don't know. I've never.
I would think so.
I've never looked myself up.
Oh, look it up, Wapple. And this would be great. You're not even aware of it, so we could read it off to you, and you can tell us if it's accurate or not.
Oh yeah, well.
C. William Wikipedia page, Janelle Klein.
I hope not. I don't know.
I don't think I do.
Well, see, that's the scary part is that folks can create and put anything on Wikipedia. Am I right about that?
Yeah.
I think
basically.
so.
Yeah.
You have an OnlyFans page, but not a Wikipedia page, see, Willie.
Janelle, you don't have a Wikipedia, but you are on IMDb, which is pretty cool.
Yeah.
That's even more impressive.
There you
Now,
go.
what exactly is IMDb?
It's
Internet Movie Database.
Yeah.
You've used it before, where you put in your favorite movie or actor or whatever to look up something.
For like TV and film.
So, Janelle, they mentioned you're a television star and where you've worked. Is that what I'm hearing from you, Ashley?
Yep, that's exactly
Did you even know that, Janelle?
I don't even know what that is.
Okay.
Is she really? Where are you? Janelle Klein. There's a couple of Janelle Kleins here.
Oh, is that right?
Well, are you sure it's our Janelle?
Yeah, Janelle Klein is a a freelance anchor and reporter for an NBC affiliate.
I'm looking right at her.
KARE 11 TV.
Does it mention the Jose Canseco thing or not?
My biggest accomplishment.
Oh, yeah,
right.
It mentions a CNBC docu-series where you were a producer. Did you produce?
I have for them.
Oh, so there you go.
There's some weird stuff on Wikipedia. Do you want to go ahead and talk about some of the weird stuff? Some of you might be familiar with. Maybe there's people who can't get enough of Wikipedia. They're just there all day. It's like YouTube, and they just look up every damn thing that crosses their mind. I'm not that type of person. I use it. We have to use it for show purposes sometimes, like when we're doing a Dad Fights trivia contest. We might have to look up certain athletes or movies or what. My favorite thing on Wikipedia is to look up bands.
I do that all the time. And then, you'll click on a link and move to something else. I've gone down the rabbit hole for sure on Wikipedia.
Yes.
I just did that over the weekend. Big time.
I like looking up stuff, information on old records or old tours. That's my thing. I've got a friend, and I just got done mentioning that anyone can throw anything they want on Wikipedia, as far as I know. And then famous people will look at their own page and go, "Wait a minute, I never dated Jose Canseco." But one of my friends has a funny gimmick where he will go to a band's Wikipedia site, one that he knows I'm going to look at or other friends of his will look at from time to time, and he will add himself into the list of former members.
I do like
Oh
that.
my God.
So every once in a while,
I love it.
I'm looking up Faster Pussycat or Dawkins or something, and it'll say, past members, and then Donnie. And I'm like, Donnie was never in the Faster Pussycat. That's his joke. There's over 6 million articles on Wikipedia.
Wow.
So this was Reddit. This was the folks at Reddit who put together a report on some of the most obscure, bizarre, interesting articles you can find on Wikipedia. Like I said, some folks are junkies for this. You'll know what I'm talking about before I even get it out of my yapper. But for folks like ourselves who just show up now and again on Wikipedia, some of this stuff will throw you. Is anyone familiar with the Wikipedia page or the real life story of someone called here the Unkillable Soldier?
No.
Okay, good. This was a guy by the name of, and he's got one hell of a name, Lieutenant General Sir, for a second there I acted like that was a name. Lieutenant General Sir Adrian Paul Ghislaine Carton de War.
That's a name. Wow.
Sounds French, but it says here he was a British Army officer. He was awarded the highest military decoration for valor. He served in something called the Boer War, the First World War, and the Second World War. Now, here's why they call him the unkillable soldier. He was shot in the face. He was shot in the head. He was shot in the stomach, the ankle, the leg, the hip, and the ear.
Dude.
He was blinded in his left eye. He survived 2 plane crashes, and he tunneled out of a prisoner of war camp and tore off his own fingers when a doctor declined to amputate them.
Oh, my God.
That's crazy.
Well, the unkillable soldier. At one point or another, someone interviewed the unkillable soldier and asked him his thoughts on the First World War. And he said, frankly, I enjoyed the war.
I don't hear a lot of that.
Yeah. Everything else in his life was a cakewalk.
God.
Yeah, no kidding.
Dang.
Jeez.
It's got a lot
Can you
to
imagine?
talk about in the wars.
Can you imagine complaining to him about anything? The furnace wasn't working last night, dude. You can't complain about anything around that guy.
Hey, nothing.
Right. A listener has just texted in and said that a band called Sabaton.
Oh, yeah, they've got a song called that.
You guys, you've heard that name before? Sabaton?
Yep.
They have a song about the unkillable, so I'd like to hear that song. All right. Another creepy article. Different, interesting, wacky article from Wikipedia. The My Way killings. Anybody?
No. It sounds familiar.
The My Way killings. And again, keep in mind, anybody can throw anything on Wikipedia. I'm not telling you that this is 100% true. Just saying it's there. The My Way killings was a situation where people in karaoke bars would get killed for singing the song My Way by Frank Sinatra incorrectly.
Oh, wow.
Oh my gosh.
That's intense.
Like, what do you mean? Like, screwed up the lyrics or something?
That's as far as I went with it, Janelle. I don't know how detailed an error it needs to be for you to be killed when singing My Way by old Frank Sinatra.
Just a tiny little error.
Yeah.
It's kind of eerie, too, because the first couple lines in the song is, and now the end is near, and so I face the final curtain.
Careful, Wapple. Careful.
Yeah, now do it in song.
No.
Write it out, son. Write it out.
That Wapple walking.
Good thing I don't have a singing voice.
There's only a few people who are going to get this, but maybe that's how Sid Vicious went out. Whoa. 3, 2, 1, and I'll explain myself. Sid Vicious from the Sex Pistols, he did a cover of My Way, and then he mysteriously, well, maybe it wasn't, then he died. Have you guys ever heard Sid Vicious, C. Willie has?
Yes.
Sid Vicious cover of My Way?
No.
It's very interesting.
Oh.
It's very interesting. Wikipedia. We were jaw-jacking with C. Willie Miles and Janelle Klein, our guests in studio. We were jaw-jacking about Wikipedia. It's got some odd stuff up there. And here's some of that odd stuff. Now, maybe you just want to look this up for yourself. It would do you some good, because I don't have all the information. Reddit piled up some of the weird ones. I'm the weird one. Reddit piled up some of the weirdest stuff you can find on Wikipedia. We talked about the unkillable soldier, the My Way killings, where people in karaoke bars get killed for singing My Way by Frank Sinatra incorrectly. Oh, how about an odd incident from not too terribly long ago? I mean, the unkillable soldier, that guy, he was a long, long time ago. This is the Dorday Martinovich incident from 1985, where, according to the Wikipedia story, again, there's no guarantees this stuff is legit, one man indirectly caused the collapse of a country in an unusual way. Dorday Martinovich He was a Serbian farmer from Kosovo, and he was at the center of a notorious incident back in 1985 when he was treated for injuries caused by the insertion of a bottle into his anus.
Hello.
Uh-oh.
Okay? And somehow, look it up on your own, that mess turned into a political situation. And it says here it played a role in worsening ethnic tensions in the area. Guy puts a bottle up his butt, and it changes the trajectory of time.
That changes everything.
Mm-hmm.
It would change the way I'd look at a person.
Oh, obviously.
Yeah, definitely.
Or not look at that person.
I mean, my damn, if every time someone shoved something that wasn't supposed to go there up their bottoms, if every time that happened it caused some kind of disturbance throughout the world, we would be in incredible trouble. Even more trouble than we already are in. Right.
Yeah, anytime we talk about stuff like this, we get text from someone who works in medicine saying, you would be surprised how often this happens.
So again, look it up, but somehow a guy firing a bottle up his own can.
Wow. Well, now I'm intrigued how he brought down the country.
And it has its own Wikipedia page?
Apparently so.
I looked it
Wow.
up. It does.
Apparently so, Janelle Klein.
Wow.
I mean, there's a lot of info on there if you're interested.
There's a docuseries for you there.
Yeah,
Janelle.
right?
Now, this has got to be a joke, but I can't be sure. It's Wikipedia. I can't be sure. If you jump on that website, you can find the timeline of Irish inventions. Okay? The timeline. And there's a 300-year gap between the invention of whiskey and the next listed invention.
I can believe that. That tracks, man.
It was just so good.
It goes from the 6th century to the 14th century.
That's right.
We didn't get
got this
around to
whiskey.
much.
We don't need anything else.
Yeah, that's cruel.
Tarare has his own Wikipedia page. He's a Frenchman from way back in the 1700s. A Frenchman who would eat huge amounts of anything, really. He was a French showman. He was able to eat vast amounts of anything. He was constantly hungry. His parents could not provide for him, and he was, as they say here, turned out of the family home as a teenager. They couldn't feed him. He traveled France in the company of prostitutes and thieves, they say. Then he took his act. This was his act. He'd eat anything. He took that act to Paris, and he worked as a street performer. He ate a meal once intended for 15 people in a single sitting. He ate live cats.
Oh, no. Come on, man. What? Live cats?
I don't see the problem.
He ate...
Yeah, you guys are prudes.
Stay away from you.
He ate snakes. He ate lizards. He ate puppies.
Oh.
Okay, no, he's gone too far.
He swallowed eels without chewing.
Whoa.
Dude has like an iron deficiency or something. He needs to get that figured out.
Now, here's the only one, when I read it, I recognized it. I did. And that's the Wikipedia page of a former big leaguer by the name of Rube Waddell. Rube, R-U-B-E, Rube Waddell. This sounded familiar to me. I must have heard this a time or two. Here's the first paragraph on the Wikipedia page. Under the early baseball career heading for Rube Waddell. Waddell's career took him through playing for a number of teams. He was notably unpredictable. Early in his career, he once left in the middle of a game to go fishing.
I get it.
I can dig it.
It's going to get out of here right quick.
He also had a long-standing fascination with fire trucks and once ran off the field to chase after them during games.
I've seen that at T-ball games with little kids.
He would disappear for months at a time during the off-season. One time he took off, it was discovered that he was wrestling alligators in a circus.
Man, he was an adventurous.
He was. You can also look up Lampo the dog. It's about a dog from Italy that rides trains all by himself.
It's cute.
Train dog.
He is trained, isn't he? Yes, he is.
Trained dog.
You can look up a pope that had the corpse of his predecessor exhumed and put on trial.
Hello. That's petty.
That
guy,
is
petty.
It is. Yeah. He's thinking, that guy really never got what he deserved. No, dig him up. Put him on trial, see what he has to say for himself.
Dig him up, clean him up, put him on trial. That robe on him.
All right, just a couple more, and then we'll get out of here on the weird stuff you can find on Wikipedia. There's an elephant out there named Osama bin Laden. You must be a real prick of an elephant to get the nickname Osama bin. And the Gombe Chimpanzee War. Apparently, this was a real monkey war.
That sounds awesome.
And there you go. Oh, God. I gave you a lot of homework, didn't I, C. Willie?
Yeah, you did, man. I got to go check and see if. I hope I don't have a Wikipedia page.
Thank you very much, Janelle Klein.
Thank you. You know what I'm going to do today, you guys?
What's that?
I'm sitting here looking at the bracket, and Wapple informs me that I can potentially be part of your office pool.
Fill it out.
I just emailed it to you, Janelle.
Did you? Thanks, Dina.
Yep. Fill it smooth out.
I know absolutely nothing, but I'm going to just give this a shot.
But you do mine too. I don't feel like it.
Oh, yes.
Thank you.
Yeah.
What you just said, Janelle, has been uttered by many winners.
Yes, this is true.
Many
this
winners.
is true.
We welcome you with open arms
Okay.
into our stupid, no one follows college basketball very closely NCAA bracket.
I'm very excited.
See, Willie, you want in?
No. But feel free to fill out my bracket if you'd like. Put my name on it.
He had to think about that a little bit.
Yeah.
He was tempted.
Thank you also, C. Willie Miles.
Hey, man, thanks for having me. Appreciate it. Always great coming in and sitting in with you guys.
Oh, yeah, we love having you guys in. Thank you so much.
Thanks, you
Absolutely.
guys.
You're listening to the 93X Half-Assed Morning Show, Backtracks.
There's a douchiness to them. The 93X Half-Assed Morning Show.
It is that time of the year at Standard Heating and Air Conditioning. Winter's arrived, and with the holidays around the corner, it's the perfect time for Standard Heating's Black Friday Comfort Countdown specials. And right now is the time to become a Smart Club member and get your furnace in top shape before winter comes. Schedule your tune-up, boost your indoor air quality, or grab huge deals on a new system. Do not wait. Visit standardheating.com today. Comfort you deserve since 1930.
Driving in Maryland? Did you know an Easy Pass from DriveEasyMD.com can save you time and money? Of course you did, because you are a thrifty driver. An antenna reads your Easy Pass transponder and automatically deducts the toll from your Easy Pass account. Learn more at DriveEasyMD.com.
This episode is brought to you by Progressive Insurance. Fiscally responsible, financial geniuses, monetary magicians. These are the things people say about drivers who switch their car insurance to Progressive and save hundreds. Visit Progressive.com to see if you could save. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Potential savings will vary. Not available in all states or situations.
The Half-Assed Morning Show Backtracks.
All right, we started out gross. We're going to keep that theme. We started out gross, started out the show talking about a guy. Oh, what did he do now? A guy who left a big fat money shot on somebody's pool table.
Ugh. And it was enlightening. I learned some things about my coworkers. I wish I could hit myself in the head hard enough to forget.
Get that cartoon amnesia?
Specifically Ashley.
What did you learn about? I don't remember.
Well, I don't even want to go back into it, but Ashley telling us ways she's consummated a relationship.
She's had sex on a pool table?
Yeah.
That's what she
and
was
how,
telling you?
And she told us, like, positions. It was a little too much for me.
I'm sorry.
It's disrespectful. The guy that we were just talking about. Perfectly good floor. This was a house party. Perfectly good floor, perfectly good couches all over the house. But he chose to fold some lady on the pool table and left some evidence behind. He roped the felt on the table, never cleaned it up. And as I said earlier, real men account for their spills. Show some respect for someone's property. We started out gross. We're going to keep with that theme.
I just realized something about your friend.
Go ahead, Cubby.
More than likely, he was not using a condom.
No, he more than likely was not.
He wasn't. Okay, that doesn't seem like that's what you're supposed to do.
Some folks go one way, some go the other way with that. You know what I'm saying?
I was always told you're supposed to have one of those on there.
Yeah. I've been told the same damn thing.
Only bought them once. What's it? Oh, no. I forgot who texted me or emailed me this now. I think Electrician Jesus. He had a question earlier. You were saying you can't have sex on a friend's bed or something like this.
Well, we've had conversations this morning on age limits. Ashley and Wapple made their stance on age gaps in relationships. I think having sex in your friend's bed also has an age limit. I think when you're a young person, of course, you're going to let her buck wherever you get the chance. But once you hit a certain age, it's no longer acceptable to be pinning someone on your damn friend's bed, nor is it acceptable for them to be pinning someone in yours.
So Electrician Jesus wants to know if he found a loophole to this, all right, this theory. You can't have sex in your friend's bed. Now, what if it's in your friend's bed, but with your friend's girlfriend? So it's partly her bed. Is that a loophole we agree is okay, or is that not okay?
I'm going to go with no.
That's such hot stuff. I think we have found our loophole. I think. Your friend's girlfriend?
Genius.
Your friend doesn't know about it? Hell yeah.
Oh, if you're having sex on a pool table, you don't need to wear a condom. You just chalk the tip, according to Roastmaster Jesus.
I feel like that would burn.
Gross things, literally and morally, that led couples to break up. Gross things, literally and morally, that led couples to break up. Anyone got anything that they could share? Now, me personally, I've never been in a relationship with a woman who did anything nearly gross enough to make me consider breaking up with her. Oh, wait a minute. No, I guess I have.
I was like, wait a minute.
The fart.
Yeah.
The fart.
Certainly plenty of one-night stands where something happened. Sometimes it was just really bad kissing that came off kind of gross. Sometimes maybe it was a smell. There have been one-night stands where I thought, that was enough for me to not call her back. But with relationships, I guess, there was the one time, the fart.
That ended things for you.
That ended the relationship.
I find it hilarious that you had warned her, if that ever happens, we're done.
True
and then
story.
You followed through with it.
True story. I followed through.
Man of your word.
Wasn't she doing yoga at the time?
She was.
Okay.
I warned her. Said no farting.
Well, you kicked a coworker out of the building once because you said there's no farting in this studio unless it was me or yourself.
Yeah.
And he broke that rule and he was sent home for the day.
He was. Man of my word. So I'm guessing the rest of you have that in common with me. In the relationships you've been in, where you are with somebody, dating, whatever you want to call it, you probably haven't had too many instances where they did something so disgusting morally or literally where you considered breaking up with them.
No.
Right. But there are stories here. There's stories. Her breath was so bad I couldn't make out with her. All I could think of was don't vomit, don't vomit, don't vomit.
Ooh.
Gross. Like continuously?
Some people have that problem.
Oh.
Some people have that problem. What do they call it? Halitosis?
Halitosis.
Oh, yeah.
We worked with a girl that we called galitosis because she had a real big problem.
That would be
you
hard
could
for
be
me.
in the same room. I've never experienced that before.
Come on, we deserve more credit for that.
Galitosis.
Yeah, that's true.
Galitosis. You don't sit there and act like that's not genius. A lady showered at her boyfriend's place after staying over and asked for a towel. He gave me one, which had skin flakes on it.
Oh, boy.
Ew.
I asked for a clean one. He asked me what I meant. He did not realize that you need to wash towels. He said his theory was they have water on them, so they clean themselves.
I'll admit I go a few showers before I wash the towel.
Yeah, I mean, I'd like to join in and go, ew, God, and make fun of this guy for having disgusting towels. But, I mean, I go A long time.
Really?
A long time.
I used to. I grew up in a household where, I mean, we never did that. We never reused towels.
Oh, really?
Yeah, we always had like 30 of them. We had a closet just full of towels, and so when I moved out and moved in with a boyfriend, I was just surprised and very disgusted that people did that. But now, I mean, now I usually go. I probably wash the towel every 2-3 dries.
Can I gross you out even more? So I grew up in a very big family, and to save money on washing, we would have community towels that would last a few days. So like 8 or 9 people using the same towel.
Were they designated for like the certain like sexes? Like, did the females use one towel and the males used one?
No, it's just the family.
You don't know. You folks don't know the pain.
Penis face.
Pardon me?
It's a penis face.
Penis face?
Yeah.
What is that? What does that mean?
Because the dudes will dry, every part of them.
Well, you could make a vagina face reference.
Why can't it be a vagina face? Why are we always the bad people, the guys? Josh, I know exactly what you mean. You don't know how horrible it is to be a 12-year-old kid. You jump in the shower and you got to use a damp towel that someone else in your family just used 20 minutes before you.
Did you used to have to take a bath in sibling soup? Because I did.
No.
You always wanted to be the first one in the tub. My parents would not let you drain the tub and fill it back up. You could maybe add some hot water as you went, but you couldn't, like, in between, have the bath water go and then the next person gets their own.
And maybe that's why now in my adult life, I mean, I'll be totally honest with you. I'll use the same towel to shower 2 months, 3 months.
Oh. I can only go twice.
I'm good for a couple weeks, probably.
I'm with you, Josh.
And I mean, I guess it's probably because I've gone through worse.
Yeah, I could only do 2 times. Like, new towel, use it, and then hang it up, use it again, and then it's got to be gone.
Yeah,
Doesn't
I'm with
bother
you,
me.
Wobble.
Doesn't bother me. All right.
So it's just you that uses the towel.
Yes.
But then you get vagina face the second time.
Yeah, you do. You vagina face
you
yourself.
Got vagina face.
Wait,
I mean, does it make a difference to you that I'm the only person using that towel for 3 months? Does that not make any difference to you?
I still think it's kind of gross.
Yeah.
Oh, I think there's a difference, though.
Oh, there's
definitely
certainly
a difference.
There's a difference.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I still think I would wash it.
Doesn't bother me. Okay, gross things that led couples to break up. Saw his toothbrush for the first time, a gal says. It had black mold growing on it.
Oh.
And the bristles were so flat that the toothbrush had a middle part. We used to flatten ours out like that too.
Wow.
I come from a gross background. I mean, now I'm a little in the toothbrush department. I'm different. I go buy like the 10-pack and I'll switch it out as soon as how you start to grow an inch of toothpaste crust where you hang on to the sumbitch.
Yeah.
I clean mine every day.
Yeah, I wash my toothbrushes. You're supposed to. Or my mom always soaked them in hydrogen peroxide every couple of weeks, so I try to do that.
Oh, really?
Nowadays, I'm better about it. But when we were kids, we'd flatten that sumbitch out. So this girlfriend sees the toothbrush for the first time. She had a conversation with him about hygiene and about getting a new toothbrush.
Roastmaster Jesus thinks we're disgusting, Nick. They use a new white towel every time so it can be bleached.
Ooh.
But door-hauling Jesus brings up a good point. He says, you use the towel after you're cleaned with soap and water. It's the cleanest you're ever going to be. Well, I actually wipe off before. I don't wipe. I air dry.
You like to get that extra stank on it.
Yeah, I just try and help the shower.
It doesn't bother me at all.
My big reason is because of the pets I owned. So if that towel goes anywhere other than the bathroom for longer than a second, it's just covered in dog hair.
Well, that's disgusting.
Yeah,
Wait a minute.
is.
We're disgusting over here? You can't even cross the room with a bath towel on without it getting covered in dog?
I have 3 dogs that all shed. No.
Well, I mean, you don't have to
everywhere.
have 3 dogs who all shed. So the toothbrush was gross.
I'm much better about this now to the point where I almost do it obsessively.
Do what?
I about to say but it was my freshman year about spring break when I realized that you're supposed to wash your sheets.
Yes. Oh yeah. We've had this conversation many times. My sheets are disgusting, and
I could be better.
And
at
it doesn't bother me. Doesn't bother me.
It's bad for your skin, so that's like the main reason. I don't really care if it's dirty, but I know that like if you don't wash your pillowcases, you can break out and stuff like that.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Even with your dogs, you don't want to wash it and get it clean because they're so dirty?
I mean, they sleep in the bed with me. I don't really care.
Oh, my damn. Okay, so not all of this stuff is literally gross. Sometimes it's just really odd behavior that led to a breakup. Here's a gal who had to deal with a guy who would cry if she didn't have sex with him.
Oh, I'd be done instantly. The first time it happened, nope.
Dude.
What a joke.
You're in danger.
Yes.
Yeah. He needed to be touched constantly. That's really, really effing creepy.
Yeah.
She breaks up with him, then he texted and called for about 5 years afterwards. We only dated for 2 months. Yeah, that's psychomaniac, chainsaw killer type stuff.
And you thought we were crazy about the whole towel thing.
Yeah, wow. I don't think I've ever had an experience where a guy's had to where they've begged for it or anything, or tried to convince me. That would just gross me out immediately. It'd be like, if there was a chance, there's definitely not anymore.
All right, so
I've never been that loved either. Nobody's ever loved me enough to stalk me and make me uncomfortable by crying, hoping that I'll have sex with me.
What a dream.
Back to the straight up, old school, literal gross outs. Dude says his girlfriend told him she never cleans up cat barf. She just waits to let the dogs eat it.
Oh,
Don't do that.
I had a buddy whose parents would let their dogs poop in their basement, and then they'd clean it up sometimes.
Were they little
so
dogs
gross.
at least?
They were medium-sized dogs.
Could you smell the poop throughout the house?
Yes, absolutely you could. Right there on the carpet.
On the carpet? I was thinking cement floor.
Nope.
Oh.
She never cleaned up the cat barf. She'd simply wait and let the dog eat it. And once the dog got too old / deaf / blind, she would lead the dog to the cat barf. And then he would...
That's even crazier. He became blind, so now I need to guide him to the barf. Just pick it up.
Oh, the cutest little noise ever, Nick.
Who's blind to eat it.
I mean, I could...
He's chomping it up.
I can definitely be lazy, but I'm not that lazy. I think I'd clean that up.
Yeah, you're going to be walking right next to the cat barf anyways.
Yeah, good point, Waffle.
Just put some newspaper on it.
All right. Gross things that led you to break up. Oh. We know this better than we ever have. We're just surrounded by experts. People who have zero experience in numerous different fields. They're still an expert. Makes me sick to my stomach. That's why I hate us so much these days. But check this out. This is gross behavior. I'm at a party with some friends. One of my friends, who had recently been diagnosed with cancer, was sharing some of his experiences with chemotherapy. My girlfriend interrupts him and says, "Oh, come on, it's not that big of a deal. We all probably have cancer. Moles are usually cancer. Look, I've probably had cancer on all these moles on my arm. Not a big deal."
What a hero. Hon.
I broke up with her a few days later, he says.
Good call.
Come on with your beefing and complaining about chemotherapy. I was just so appalled by her lack of self-awareness. These were my friends who I had known for a decade. We were in a small group of maybe 9 people, most of whom she hadn't even met before. Holy smokes, would that be embarrassing.
Uh-oh.
Here's a guy who found it gross when he found a swastika under his girlfriend's left boob.
Oh. Dude, I don't even know how I'd respond to something like that.
That'd be scary.
Yeah, let me check out the boobs here. Looking pretty good.
All right, just going to make sure there's no swastika. Oh, no, there is one.
I'm going to give my wife a swastika check when I get home. Very thorough one.
Here's a guy who had a wife. You following this so far, Josh?
So, I was hoping to give me more details. It's confusing.
He had a wife. He got kind of grossed out when she got pregnant. Because they hadn't had sex in months.
Oof.
Bum, 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 bum. Oh. And when the baby was born, it was a swastika.
Oh. Is that how they're created? What position do you have to have sex in to create a swastika?
Not a good one.
Here's a lady who didn't like her boyfriend because he sweated profusely every time they had sex, and he'd slobber on her.
Didn't you say you're a sweater, Dana?
Yeah, I'm a sweater.
Oh,
just in general, not necessarily just during sex, but I just sweat. I don't need a reason.
Oh, it's not a sexual thing?
Mm-mm.
God, when I was younger, I used to just pour sweat. Well, I should say specifically during one time period, I was drinking a lot. And when I would get it smooth on, as the young people say, I would just pour sweat. But I have to say that, lucky me, the gals who I was involved with at the time, they chalked it up as sexy.
Yeah, I was gonna say there is a certain line there because a little bit of some sweat.
I was embarrassed. I would apologize. I'd say I don't know, but it was just my body was
like dripping all their face.
Oh,
and
it
stuff.
was. I was just in real trouble physically. I just drank all day and all night, and it just the beer would just pour. It was horrible, but I got lucky.
Blondes are just for practice, Jesus said. He broke up with a girl because every time she blinked, she could hear her eyes clicking, and it freaked him out.
Oh,
what?
He said, I think she blamed it on her contacts, but whatever, Miss Clicky Eyes, he said.
Oh, can't
That
believe
would bother me too.
Her eyes clicked.
I've never heard of such a thing.
Stop blinking.
One guy broke up with his girlfriend because she tortured hamsters.
Oh.
Dude, that's like call the cops
Yeah,
stuff.
that's weird. There's some underlying issues there.
He did call the cops, and he even had to testify in court.
Whoa.
And then he went on with his life. Find out your girlfriend tortures animals. My God. Who would you rather have? The animal torturer or the cry if you don't have sex with them?
The cry guy, for sure.
I don't know. You're risking your life in both situations.
I'd feel safer with the cry guy. Semiconductor builder Shiza said, I had a coworker you could be having a conversation with, and mid-conversation, she'd start picking her nose, seriously digging in. The best was when she did it while talking to the boss because the look on his face was priceless.
Folks have been rapping about the gross things that led them to breaking up with someone. The gross things, sometimes it's literally, you wiped your hand on your butt and you spit in the, or sometimes it's more figuratively gross, personality traits and things like that. The overwhelming amount of texts have been literal gross things.
Yeah, thankfully, I've never really experienced anything so gross that it stands out. I mean, there's been moments where I'm like, oh, I kind of wish that didn't happen.
Right.
But, yeah, nothing that stood out or would make me ever want to, trash a relationship over it.
I had a girlfriend for a couple of years, and she was lactose intolerant for a large portion of that without realizing it. And looking back, that was pretty disgusting.
She had some, I've heard that's very bad.
So you're saying she farted all the time and smelled the apartment up?
No, just she would have to go to the bathroom all the time.
Oh,
like we'd be driving somewhere, and she'd be like, we need to pull over. I'm like, do we need? She goes, yes, we need right now.
I had that problem for many years. You didn't guilt her over that, did you?
I honestly felt terrible for her because it was once she found out that I shouldn't eat cheese anymore, her life greatly improved. But for a while there, it was pretty touch and go.
I have some lifelong friends who owe me an apology, and they've yet to apologize to me for guilting me when I'd have to, pull over or whatever the emergency would be.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't understand it. I'd say, okay, we're pulling over. I got to go to the bathroom. You got to go now?
It's not like you're doing it to be funny or to annoy people.
Yeah.
Look, it's either I get into that gas station bathroom or I do it right here in the car with you sit. I don't understand people. What do you mean? What's the problem? What's wrong with you? What do you want from me?
You can't hold it? No, literally, I cannot.
I didn't think I owed you an explanation when I have to use the. Okay,
you shouldn't be potty shamed.
I was. Oh, absolutely.
I have a terrible thought going through my head right now. What if somebody has a story about me? Like something that I don't even realize, something so gross, or like I smelled, or I can't kiss, or.
I know somebody that definitely has that story about me.
Me
it
too.
was a guy that I only went out on like a couple dates with him, but I had some type of situation going on. I guess like my time of the month was just like odd.
What now? Now you have your time of the month?
I mean, it's your fault.
We gotta do this now.
Well, it was like a little odd, so I was like, to the point where I was like, I should get this checked out. And so he helped me out, like brought me to the doctor, stayed with me in the room. That was his choice, all right? He shouldn't have stayed in the room because they did a pelvic exam.
Okay.
And after that, because they use tools and then they put them on like a tray, it's not like it's hidden. Yeah, he called me maybe 2 whole weeks later. Like I figured it was done and was like, yeah, I don't think this is working. And I was like, it's because of that.
Well, like you said, that was his friggin' choice.
Yeah, it's his fault.
It's like, you didn't have to stay with me in the room.
No, I'm sure you would have preferred it to be private. He was the one who... So that's not your friggin' fault.
Oh, it was so
You shouldn't be
awkward.
called the gross person in that situation.
It's like, it's natural.
Male Hucker Jesus said, my wife's a slob, I'll tell you. Every time I go pee in the sink, there's dirty dishes. Then he credited Rodney Dangerfield.
All right, so here are some final answers here before we go. Things that gross somebody out so badly they just had to take a walk on the relationship. Speaking of taking a walk, this guy would walk his dog. The dog cuts a deuce. He picks up the deuce with the plastic bag, but then he'd put the baggie in his kitchen garbage.
Oh.
No.
Don't do that.
Here's a guy who a lady had to break up with him. He kissed his dog like he was licking an ice cream cone.
That's pretty
That's
gross.
weird, alarming. Where's the peanut butter?
I can guess. Like a sore D, you can't beat it, Jesus said. He broke up with the lady after a couple months because she told me the main reason she was attracted to him is because he looked exactly like her dad.
Oh.
And he said,
Wow.
yes, the sex was good. Someone else texted in and she said that I broke up with my partner because he liked diapers. He would literally wear one whenever he was around me.
What?
Yeah, there's all types out there. I mean, not all of it is literal gross stuff. Some of it is just like morally gross, I guess. This screams psycho killer to me right here. What was the one earlier where it was totally... the guy who would cry.
Guy?
There was a guy who would cry if his girlfriend wouldn't have sex with him.
Try and manipulate her.
What the hell is wrong with you, son? Here's another one. This one screams psycho killer. Boyfriend starts to tickle the girlfriend. This is the girlfriend complaining now. And she has right to complain. Boyfriend's tickling her, and it has quite an effect on her. I mean, I've told you guys before, there are spots on me where if you try to tickle me there, I'll kill you. I will. So he's tickling his girlfriend, and she's, stop. He refused to stop. She ended up wetting her pants. Does that not scream psycho killer?
Yeah, that's weird.
That you refuse to stop?
Yeah. That is very odd.
Dubbed famous Mises got home from work one day and saw a towel in the toilet. So he assumed his girlfriend accidentally dropped it in. Nope, he said, we were just out of toilet paper.
Oh!
She tried to flush a towel.
Come on.
I mean, if you're out, you're desperate, that's what's around, sure, gross, but what are you going to do? But you tried to flush it?
Don't try to flush it.
You take that out to the garbage can in the garage.
Burn that in the backyard.
Well, I saw the commercial with the golf balls, so I just tried this.
Oh, man.
Here's a female listener who admits that she's gagging even typing this to us, but she wanted to contribute to our conversation on gross things that led you to break up with someone, change your mind about someone. My boyfriend sneezed. He didn't cover his face. A booger landed on his pants, and he ate it!
You know, there's a few people who text in about booger eaters, adult booger eaters.
All right, that's just...
Including, somebody said they broke up with their ex-husband over him eating boogers.
As you know very well, Josh, that's the bottom of the barrel for me. How do I say that? That's the ultimate evil to me. Okay, real quick. And then we got to get going. But this stuff is so much fun. It's troubling, but it's fun. One of our listeners had a girlfriend that would keep all of his condoms in a container.
Oh.
Well, the new ones.
Oh.
What's the matter with you people?
I pictured the used one. Well, we're talking about gross things, so that seemed to...
I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I can understand why you would assume that. Girlfriend would keep the condoms in a container. She would keep track of how many they had and how many had been used to make sure he wasn't cheating. She would count them up. That's crazy.
Yeah, that's not...
Because he, can't just go buy condoms and keep them on.
Add a new one?
Yeah.
How about this text? This person says, boyfriend sharted after drinking and chased me with it.
Oh.
I don't want to be chased by a shart from my significant other.
Yeah, what?
Dude let his dogs sleep in the bed with him. One day he discovered that the dog had left a skid mark on the sheets. But he told me, this is the girlfriend speaking, he was too tired to change the sheets. So he slept on a dog turd skidded bed for one night because he was too tired.
Yeah, we got a dog we can't let up in our bed anymore because he can't control it anymore. He's too old.
One final on my end, and then we'll let everyone enjoy their breakfast because it's been sitting there for a while, I would imagine. Dude says his ex-girlfriend dabbed herself down there after sweating all day and then swabbed it across his upper lip.
Oh! You have been hurt. You have been hurt.
Who does that, he says? Who does that?
Yeah. Normal people don't do things like that.
No, they do not.
The only really way to start to get rid of them is to vacuum them up, sweep them up, put them in a large garbage can, and then just kind of throw them away.
The 93X Half-Assed Morning Show.
The 93X Half-Assed Morning Show, Backtracks Edition.
Yeah, we're back here on the damn 93X Half-Assed Morning Show. God help us, we appreciate you so damn much for listening. Sometimes it's difficult to put into words how much. Okay, let's go down a dark route here.
My favorite.
Some of you are going to love this. Some of you are going to love this. You morbid types. You love the gritty, dark, mysterious side of things. We don't just jaw jack up and down about hand jobs and fart jokes around here. We can go over to the darker side of things now and again, can't we, Cubby?
A little bit of variety.
Huh?
Although I do have a clip I've been meaning to play you of the world's longest dog fart, but we can maybe get to that a little later.
Before the end of the show.
Yeah, I promise you we'll get to that. I've been well, I was going to say sitting on this for a while, but that doesn't seem like the right way to phrase it. But
before the end of the show,
I've been holding it in since Monday.
Josh has audio of the world's longest dog fart. But for now, we're going to go down a darker path. Because like I said, I think a lot of you like this stuff.
It's like some of the most popular things on TV, true crime. And
whatnot. Many people might say, they've had a close call with death, maybe a car wreck, almost getting hit by a car, a bad injury, a bad illness. But then there's also this here. According to a new report, 22% of people believe it's likely that they've interacted with a serial killer.
I don't know if I'd be within that 22%. Sadly, I do know two people who have killed multiple persons, both terrible stories, but that was all in one terrible event.
Well, I lived in Wisconsin, so I definitely came across a serial killer or two.
Yeah, your odds are triple just for that, just for the zip code.
Yeah, they breed serial killers over there.
They pump them out.
Mm-hmm.
We don't know how or why, but they pump them out. 22% of people say they believe it's likely they've interacted with a serial killer in their life or they will someday. 8% say it's very likely. Creepy, huh? I don't know why you would be so certain of that. I would have no idea if I've...
Maybe it's because there's so much of that true crime content, you just kind of assume everybody must... They're everywhere.
And that comes into play later. That comes into play. Serial killers, by the way, are people who kill multiple people over periods of time, like months and years, as opposed to mass murderers who kill a lot of people at once. The United States does have a lot of both types. God help us, do we ever?
Yeah, what's the threshold to you becoming a serial killer?
I don't understand.
Yeah, is there a minimum?
Yeah, like you have to kill 4 people and then you're a serial killer.
I don't think there's really a chart out there for you to follow, Wapple, on that.
Kind of wish
at
there
least
was.
3, Wapple.
The definition, it's kind of loose. It's not like just dismembering and then pleasing yourselves to the dismembered bodies.
Oh, my God.
Okay.
It's like killing several people over a period of time, I think, versus being in one, like a mass casualty event.
Like, you could kill one person, then a month later kill another person, and now you're technically a serial killer.
Yeah, why are you so worried about titles? And,
don't be worried about it.
And parameters.
Don't be worried about it.
Okay, a serial killer.
Well, I'm not worried about it. You are. I'm asking why you're...
Yeah, you're very worried about it. A serial killer, a person who murders 2 or more people with the killings taking place over a period of time, sometimes significant. period of time.
All right. As of the
so it's
year,
not like Dexter or some of the more famous ones we've heard.
Yeah.
Y'all talking about killing? What movie? Platoon, 1986, Tom Berenger. As of the year 2020, America had 3,613 documented serial killers throughout history. England is in second place with 176. What is wrong with us? Did you hear the difference between first and second place?
That's not right.
Is there anything we don't dominate at?
Oh, my God. What the hell? 3,613 documented serial killers in the history now of America. England is second with 176.
Holy cow. Wow.
Lick me down.
Wow.
But they say here there's been a decline in serial killers.
That's good.
They peaked in the 70s and 80s. There's been a decline.
That makes sense.
To get away now.
Yep, exactly.
We have all the DNA and everything like that.
Tougher to get away.
Cameras
They'll
everywhere.
find you quicker now.
I did not consider that.
I listened to this podcast called A Morbid Podcast, and it's about killings and serial killers and such. And it blows my mind when they talk about like a murder that happened in like 1920, about just the lack of evidence that they're able to collect or do anything with. They're like, yeah, we couldn't take fingerprints, so
if nobody saw it happen.
Yeah.
Okay, Josh just pointed out something that didn't occur to me. The decline in serial killers since the 70s and 80s probably has a lot to do with forensics, and it's much, much more difficult to get away with such things. Something else I didn't consider when I just wet my pants a minute ago, over the difference between the number of serial killers we've had over time here in America as opposed to England. A listener texted in, what about the difference in population? Is there an incredible difference in population between what we have here in the United States and England? I don't follow such things.
I wouldn't know off the top of my head. Let me see.
But that's probably a good point. But still, that's not going to make me feel any better. I understand the mathematics of it, but that's not going to make me feel better when there's a 2,000 some. Anyway.
We're at 333 million people. England's at 56 million people.
That's a big difference.
Yeah, very much so.
So why are people so sure they've crossed paths with a serial killer at some point? Like Dana mentioned earlier, it probably has something to do with the fact that so many of us are wrapped up in true crime, this podcast, TV shows, the movies up and down about killing, kill, serial killers, my murderous neighbor next door, my psycho grandma, the hooker that cut my throat. All that programming is just probably has something to do with that.
Hooker that cut my throat. That's a great one.
I need to get watching that.
You're not caught up yet?
No, it's on my bucket list.
Get caught up, man.
57% of people in this report admitted to consuming true crime content. Half of them said they watch it, whatever. I'm not going to get into this. It's like half of them said they watch it twice a week. 28% said they watch it once. Who cares? 57% of people admitted to watching that kind of stuff. And I had my love affair with it for a while. I did. But I stopped, and I don't miss it at all. But I had, 3-4 months. I got into was it called Neighbor? My Crazy Neighbor Next Door or something. I can't remember the title.
Was that recently? Because they just came out with a new season. I'd never heard of it until you brought it up, and then Netflix said, hey, we got a new season of this.
Nightmare Neighbor or...
then the worst roommate or
that might have been it. Yeah. I got into it for a while, but not anymore. So why are people so crazy about it? A lot of them say... they have an interest in mysteries. Okay, you like a good mystery. Others...
Yep. I was going to say, there's nothing worse than when you're watching a true crime thing and then you get to the end, they're like, yeah, and we still don't know who did it. You're like, I wasted, there's no conclusion to this?
I hate that.
Oh, they should tell you ahead of time if they conclude, if they figure it out or not.
I'll flip a table over.
I told you guys this before. So a buddy of mine's an English teacher at a high school, and when the Zodiac movie came out, one of his students saw it and didn't realize it was a true story, right? He just saw the movie, and he had that. My teacher friend said, hey, what'd you think? He's like, well, it was okay, but there's no resolution at the end. They never caught the killer. And he had to explain, yeah, dummy, because they haven't caught him in real life.
Now,
I'm sorry, go ahead.
Oh, history teacher?
A kinder teacher, she's said that she worked with a serial killer.
Oh. Okay.
Could you tell? I want to know. Could you tell that he was
good
a
question.
serial killer?
Yeah, was there anything about him where you thought, this dude's definitely killed multiple people?
You see, that's interesting to me. A lot of times, these maniac serial killers, the story kind of plays itself out the exact same way every time. We had no idea. He was so quiet. He was so kind. I don't know. Then I watch these documentaries about killers, and immediately there are signs that I don't know so much about it, because when I watch these documentaries, I say to myself, how in the hell did people not notice there was something wrong with this person?
Well, like I said, unfortunately, I know two people who killed multiple people. One of them, if you met him, you'd go, that guy's going to kill multiple people.
Right.
I mean, you would, right away, you would pick up on it. It's just all the signs were there. The other one was just one of the biggest a-holes I've ever met. And so his was more just snapped out of anger.
I don't know. I mean, I'm not trying to say, like, I've got things figured out. But when I watch these shows and they play it out like a mystery, well, it could have been this guy, this girl, or this girl that committed this terrible murder. 99 times out of 100, I'm correct. I can pick it out almost immediately when they tell the story. That's the one who did the killing. I'm telling you, I can figure it out almost every time. So I don't know if there's a lot of naive people out there, because the story is always, oh, we never saw it coming. I like to believe I would. I do. Okay, here's another reason why people love these true crime gimmicks, television shows, podcasts. They enjoy seeing the cases being solved. So like Dana was saying, it drives you nuts when they end the show and say, we still haven't found the prick. People enjoy the closure. There's some satisfaction in seeing, and that's part of what I liked about true crime programming. I liked watching these sick bastards go away. I loved the end of the show when it said, Dinkus will be in prison for the next 394 years. Yeah. I loved it. It made me feel great. Satisfying to watch these bastards go away. So, I mean, it's everywhere.
Well, there's a few people in the listening audience who have known a serial killer.
Okay.
Yeah. There's more than a couple here. Jeez Louise.
I recently learned something about a friend of mine who did some terrible things. Didn't kill anybody, but it was pretty bad. I learned something recently about him that I never knew. Now I think I'm too nervous to bring it up in case he's listening. But anyway. Hindsight is 20/20, a listener says. Yeah, when you already know the details of the story. No. See, dude, or ma'am, I'm telling you, when I'm watching these effing stories, they haven't given away Dick Tracy, and I can pick out who the killer is.
Dana's girlfriend, stepdaughter Jesus, says that... no, he's changed it to Dana's fiance stepfather. I forgot there's an update to that story. Free porn reduces serial killing. Did you know that?
Oh.
Did you know that that's what your fiance stepfather feels?
No, that's good to know.
We met him, didn't we, in Turtle Lake?
No.
Or maybe you just told stories about it.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
God, he sounds so much cooler than you.
Oh, he is, by far. Definitely.
We've been talking about serial killers. Y'all talking about killing? What movie? Platoon, Tom Berenger, 1986. We've been talking about serial killers. It's an uncomfortable topic. One of the portions of the conversation. I'm really interested in how so many people say, never saw it coming. Never saw that side of this individual. Where I'm telling you, when I watch these programs, I can pick it out almost immediately.
Well, I could tell there's a couple of people who have committed crimes that shocked me, that I've known, far less, terrible as this, but whether embezzling from their workplace or something like that, where I was pretty shocked that I never would have picked that person out as someone who would do that. But you're right. There are times there's another person. I mean, you've met some of my family members. That's just waiting to happen.
Oh,
I mean, there's a couple that I wish I could warn folks, about it. But yeah, there's others that they might surprise you.
At any rate, maybe this is a good piece of advice from a listener as to how to spot a serial killer. This all started because some report was made up, and 22% of us said they're quite sure that they've met a serial killer before in their lifetime. And a lot of it, I think, has to do with so many of us are obsessed with that dark programming. What do they call it again? True crime programming. But maybe this is some advice that you could use. I don't know. One listener says, don't trust people with no vices.
Oh, yeah. I've heard
Too
that
squeaky
before.
clean.
Yeah, they're just raw dogging life. I don't know about those
Raw
people.
talking life.
Right. Going through life dry.
Yeah.
No booze, no marijuana, no nothing. You're just straighter than a Grizzlies D. Don't trust the people with no vices.
Uh-oh, Josh.
Well, I drink a lot of Diet Mountain Dew.
yeah.
Does that count?
You've got your vices.
Yeah, that's a big one for me.
Food,
Yep.
I think, is a vice of yours.
Fast food.
Yeah, don't trust that sumbitch. He don't got a beer in front of him. He don't got a joint stick in front of him, and he's eating a plate of just brown rice and potatoes or something.
And he doesn't gamble.
I've got beer and weed in my car.
Yeah,
right now.
hell yeah.
I truly do. I'm going to give it to a friend.
Oh, nice.
Josh is riding dirty.
Yeah. Well, it's legal.
Yeah, I know.
It's all legal stuff.
Another said, if you have the means and you're still living with a parent or grandparent, if you have the means to go out on your own,
That's pretty
but you're
good.
still living with a...
That's pretty good.
Now, I know it's different, right? Because of inflation. Have you guys heard this about inflation?
Oh, my God.
It's inflating.
No, it's different. It's very expensive to find a place to live at this point. So it's a little different. But I do feel the older a person is that continues to live with their parents, obviously there's circumstances that are different. But like you said, if they're capable of work, and they could eventually find a job and pay their own way. The longer they stay, the more likely a murder is to happen. And unfortunately, it's usually the parents that are going to get it, right?
Yep.
Yeah, I'd say that's
always.
accurate.
Yep.
Because, the parents are saying, hey, maybe you'd enjoy life a little better if you applied yourself. And they get tired of hearing that, and then they murder the parents.
Or all of a sudden the parents become an accomplice to the murder because they're helping hide everything.
I think you're right, Josh. I think you're spot on correct. You're 53 years old, and for the 7,000th time, your mother says, pull your pants up. Your pants are sagging. You go, and you wake up in a pool of blood.
It wouldn't hurt you to unload the dishwasher every once in a while and then stab.
You don't even know what you're doing.
No.
Now, something else that really grabbed me in this conversation about serial killers was the difference between how many we've had in our history versus how many the second place. We lead all countries. In the history of our country, we've had over 3,000 serial killers, confirmed serial killers, right? In second place is stinking England. What did they have, like 300? 100? What was it again? I had it in
160 something.
176, I think, was the number in their history. So I thought to myself, what the hell? That's to see those numbers blew my mind. What the hell's the matter with us? Why do we have so many? A couple listeners made me feel a little bit better about it by texting in and saying, but our population is so much greater than England. And I said, oh, okay, that makes sense. But then some other listeners texted in and said, no, you should be scared because we've only been around here for 250 years. England's been around forever.
Yep. That's very true.
I had that thought myself.
Son of a bitch, what's wrong with us?
Wait, what's going on? What's in the water over here?
Maybe just look at it this way. Maybe our cops are way better.
Okay.
Okay, that's a good way to look at it.
Finding them?
Yep.
Think about that. The cops over in England, they just have those big fuzzy hats. They don't even carry guns. They stand there. They don't talk to you. Nothing.
The big fuzzy hats.
The cops over here, they're the real cops. We're just better at catching them.
Oh, man. One listener did say, because a few of our listeners texted in and said they don't just think, or as Wapple would say, they don't just feel like they've met a serial killer. They really have. A few of our listeners texted in and said, my cousin, I worked with a guy, my grandpa. Here's a listener who says the FBI pounced on one of his former coworkers because of DNA they got their hands on from that 23andMe deal.
Oh, yeah, that's been getting a lot of people.
It has.
And so, for example, let's say, and it's most likely Wapple will kill someone someday, right?
Yep.
But let's say his sister...
I'm not laughing, am I?
Let's say his sister was curious. I'd like to know our lineage. And so his sister sent in DNA to 23andMe. Well, the FBI can go, or whoever, whatever organization can say, hey, look at this. This is a close match to this guy we're looking for, right? So
Really?
they interview the sister, and she'll turn him in right away.
Yeah.
His sisters can't stand him.
You know anyone who's kind of strange? Well, yeah, my brother.
Yeah, my brother.
Really? That's a possible way for it to work.
Well, a fiction book talked about it.
Oh.
It seemed believable to me. I mean, it was a political thriller.
I'm very gullible. I'll believe what you tell me.
I mean, like I said, it seemed like maybe that's something that would happen because you're going to have similar DNA unless you have different fathers, which, Wapple, we have to talk after the show.
Oh, I hope it's you.
Now, this listener says that 50 years had gone by. 50 years. But this former coworker of his got pinched for a murder because of that 23andMe deal. So I guess I'm picturing maybe this former coworker was, 20-some years old when he committed this murder. 50 years later, they caught his ass. Now he's an old man.
Wow. Yeah, can you think of that? Imagine this. You're a serial killer, and you're bright. You're a bright serial killer, and the cops can't catch you. This guy's too smart. He's outsmarting us at every turn. And then your friggin' brother's curious if you're really Irish or French. And that's how you get caught?
That's hilarious.
Thanks, Dean.
Just want to know how much I can celebrate St. Patrick's Day. I need to know how much Irish is in me.
Dude, that's remarkable to even consider such a thing.
Barsaw Jesus said familial DNA is what it's called, and that's how they caught the Golden State Killer. Oh, a lot of people are texting in now saying that's how they caught the Golden State Killer.
It's absolutely crazy.
I don't know the Golden State Killer, and maybe I don't want to know. Zodiac is one of my favorite movies, even though there is no closure. They have certain theories at the end of the movie, but there is no real closure. But I love that movie. That is such a horrible but very interesting story. The actors are all terrific in that movie. So if you haven't seen Zodiac and you've got 4 hours and 15 minutes.
It was kind of slow at times.
It is, but I don't notice. I just think that's a damn great movie. And a couple of those Ted Bundy movies were really well done, especially the one where they showed him just get his friggin' ass kicked on his final day. I told you earlier, what drew me to these true crime television programs is I love the ending when they catch that piece of garbage and put them away forever. I love that happy ending, and don't get cute with that. In one of those Ted Bundy movies, oh my damn, I'm assuming I don't know for sure if they're telling me the God's honest truth, but I'll say it again. What do they call those folks? The prison guards and whatnot were not nice to him on his final day.
Lots of slippery stairs.
And it's very satisfying. It is.
You kind of hope that's what happens, right? You hope there's prison justice.
Yes.
It is. It's raw, by God, it is. Okay.
Even if I were to kill someone, I wouldn't even be able to get away with it because I'd be like, stab, 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 and then I'd see the blood and I would just faint. I cannot deal with blood.
Oh, that's true. You'd have to do it like the poison route, Wapple.
Yeah, just choke somebody to death. We'll come up with some ways you could kill someone.
Yeah, we'll get creative with you.
Could you handle
tomorrow? Yeah.
Could you handle watching somebody burn alive?
I don't think so.
Okay, well, we'll come up with some stuff for you.
You're listening to the 93X Half-Assed Morning Show, Backtracks.
There's a douchiness to them. The 93X Half-Assed Morning Show.
It is that time of the year at Standard Heating and Air Conditioning. Winter's arrived, and with the holidays around the corner, it's the perfect time for Standard Heating's Black Friday Comfort Countdown specials. And right now is the time to become a Smart Club member and get your furnace in top shape before winter comes. Schedule your tune-up, boost your indoor air quality, or grab huge deals on a new system. Do not wait. Visit standardheating.com today. Comfort you deserve since 1930.
Driving in Maryland? Did you know an easy pass from driveeasymd.com can save you time and money? Of course you did, because you are a thrifty driver. An antenna reads your EasyPass transponder and automatically deducts the toll from your EasyPass account. There, you just saved money with EasyPass, all without slowing or receiving a notice in the mail. Well done, thrifty driver, well done. Get your EasyPass at driveeasymd.com.
This episode is brought to you by Progressive Insurance. Fiscally responsible, financial geniuses, monetary magicians. These are the things people say about drivers who switch their car insurance to Progressive and save hundreds. Visit Progressive.com to see if you could save. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Potential savings will vary. Not available in all states or situations.
The 93X Half-Assed Morning Show.
And how many drinks would you say you consume each week?
Socially, about 4 to 6. Alone in the dark while crying to Adele, 100.
On 93X.
Tell me about your weekend, or you could tell me this, Josh. How's your mental health?
Oh, I'm doing pretty well. You know why? As you guys ruin the environment every day with your big SUVs and all that kind of stuff you're driving around, I've reduced my carbon footprint. I'm a bicycle owner at this point.
Whoa!
Finally got a bike.
I bought a bike yesterday, and I've put on 2.3 miles so far.
Where did you bike to? Anywhere cool?
I biked from the bike store home.
Okay.
Hung it up in the garage and said, all right.
And I realized I'm way more out of shape than I thought.
You bought yourself a bicycle?
Yeah, I bought my youngest needed a new bike. He still got his little kid's bike, and he's been holding onto that forever. So I've been meaning to do it for years. And so we were at the bike store yesterday, and I'll tell you what, I just went for it.
Did you get pegs on it? Like, can you give me a ride somewhere?
No, but I'll tell you what I did do is everything when I was a young man, I was so into biking when I was, like from 6th grade through high school. It was just something we loved to do. And the first thing I'd always do is, I'd take off the kickstand, I'd take off the reflectors, all that kind of stuff. Mm-hmm. This time I wanted to leave the reflectors on, and I bought a kickstand because it didn't come with it.
Did you buy the reflective vest?
No,
and
I didn't get that crazy.
Okay.
You really bought a kickstand?
Yeah.
That's adorable.
That's the first thing I would do when I was a kid is if I had a bike. And we had so many bikes stolen over the years, I promised myself I'm never getting another bike. Never. And
yeah,
then,
you've mentioned that before. You've mentioned that's been one of the deterrents to you becoming a modern-day bicycle owner is you just don't want to see the thing stolen out from under you again. You took off the kick, and then in this case, you put the kickstand back on.
Yep, bought a kickstand.
Did you get a powerful engine on it like my Harley Davidson bicycle?
No, this is just a pedal bike.
Well, what the hell are you doing that for?
Well, I kind of wanted to try something like that out again.
Oh.
And it's like half the price of a e-bike.
Oh.
They had some there, of course.
Well, so here we go.
Did you get a bike lock and a sensible helmet and all that kind of good stuff, too?
I did not.
Don't worry. Don't buy a helmet.
Well, that's the other thing is I put one on, and my head's so big, it looked ridiculous, and my wife even said, that is really stupid. I look like a stormtrooper. They only had in my size, they had a white. And so I look like a stormtrooper.
Oh, boy.
I'll probably get one.
You probably will get a helmet. You're never going to wear the helmet.
I probably will.
I don't know. Please don't wear the helmet.
I'm trying to be responsible.
I bought a helmet when I bought my Harley Davidson. Some people refer to it as an e-bike. They're the same thing. I bought a helmet, and I wore it once. And I just couldn't do it again. I couldn't do it again.
Just willing to risk it?
Well, I mean, if you want to look at it that way, I mean, our generation there was no such thing. And I'm still the type that I just don't, unless you're a 10 and under, I just don't believe in such a thing.
I hear it. Well, I wouldn't say I don't believe in it, but I grew up in the same generation where if you wore a helmet, you were an outcast.
Yeah.
I mean.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And, but there weren't really.
Lame.
I don't remember them really being a ton of different. Now there's everything. Now they have ones with built-in lights and stuff like that.
Speakers.
Maybe tomorrow
Seriously?
What?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Maybe tomorrow I'll bring in my bicycle helmet and put it on my massive skull. Josh and I, we both have problems with our cranium size. I'll put on my bicycle helmet, and you'll see what I mean. I just can't do it. Matter of fact, speaking of our generation, my brother, even when his children were little, his son put on a little bicycle helmet to go for a bicycle ride, and my brother said, "Take that friggin' thing off."
Oh, really?
Yeah, we don't wear helmets. What's the matter with you? And the kid was looking around at all of his other buddies wearing little cute bicycle helmets, and he was like, "Well, what do you mean, all my friends?" My brother said, "If your friends jump off a cliff, would you do it too? Take that friggin' helmet off. We don't wear helmets."
I'll tell you what, if I jump off a cliff, I'm putting a helmet on. That's for sure.
That'd be a good call.
I had the opposite of you guys since I have this stupid tiny head.
Oh, it's like a little pin tip.
Yeah. So then imagine when I was a little kid, you buy a youth helmet. That's going to be way too big for my head, even if it's extra small.
Your little noggin would just be rattling around inside of it.
My helmet would always be over my eyes, and I would have to look through like the hair holes or the vent holes, whatever they were.
Gosh.
Or I bet it would tip backwards, and people would say, "Well, why are you protecting the back of your neck?"
Yeah, exactly.
You ever heard of sunblock?
Yesterday, I did completely outfit myself in spandex, and it's got it's really bright.
Oh, that's hot.
It's got sponsorships on it.
No.
So I do have that.
I gotta see that.
Yeah. Local 34 Jesus said, "Hey, thanks for reducing your carbon footprint. Now I can get a bigger truck." See, that's what I'm doing for everybody. I'm basically like 93X's Greta Thunberg. I'm a Swedish environmentalist all of a sudden. I put 2.3 miles on this thing. Think of what I've done for all the emissions out there.
Yeah.
Hell yeah, man.
I could have drove my pickup home and just destroyed the environment.
Oh.
No. I don't like to use the word hero. Stop texting it in.
Do you want to take the time to explain to me what it means to be Greta Thunberg?
Thunberg. She's a pretty famous environmentalist. Little kid, you've probably seen her.
Yeah, she was yelling at people that one time.
Yeah, she yells at people. She's on the cover of magazines.
Oh, I don't know this. I missed this. I missed that movement. Well, I'm happy for you. If you're happy, I'm happy, and
I got a water bottle, which is super cool.
Right? No, it's not.
Yeah, it is.
Well, it depends on what you put in there.
Water.
What?
Yesterday, I wanted to share with the big kids, my older kids, what it means to be an environmentalist.
My God, you're really soaking this in.
And, I'm trying to piss people off.
Yeah.
And so I took a picture of myself on my new bike in front of a boulder. I put on sunglasses. Our boss got me sunglasses for Christmas, or all of us. I think he gets us all sunglasses.
In front of a boulder.
Yeah. Right in front of a boulder, so I was outside with nature.
Sure.
Yeah, as you find a boulder out there every once in a while.
Cool, man.
Can you send us that photo?
I kind of paused a little bit in front. I can, yeah. I paused a little bit in front of Panda Express so everybody would see me. Look at this guy and his bike.
It's friggin' awesome. That's awesome news.
Do you have a water bottle holder for your water bottle?
Of course, he has a water bottle.
Okay.
It's a right side entrance wobble.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, instead of a top entrance.
Yeah.
Nice.
Jesus Christ.
You can just keep pedaling and get hydrated.
Heck yeah.
So is it like a mountain bike? What kind of bike are we talking here?
Yeah, it's like a crossover.
Oh, so you can go down hills.
I can't do like some serious off-roading, the guy said.
You can.
No, I cannot.
You cannot.
He said I could do some, but it's not like really made for that. They have bikes there that like over $10,000.
Jesus.
That's insane.
And that they were right in the front, right? All the super expensive ones. So and my son was so excited to get a new bike, and I thought, well, we're gonna have to go somewhere else.
Yeah.
So we went all the way to the back to the cheap bikes. You got to go to the back if you want to find the affordable one.
They make you walk through the whole store, so you're just shamed. Still can't get that one.
Look at all the bikes you can't afford.
You need the poor person bikes? Go to the back.
You're all set now if you get a DWI.
Well, can't you still get one on a bike if you're in the middle of the road? There's weird rules all over the place.
Something like that.
You have to be pretty, from what I understand from our past conversations with police officers, you'd have to be a pretty massive dildo to get a DWI on a bicycle. You know what I mean?
You described me to a T. Hey, Big Bearded Jesus bought a boulder over the weekend. He sent in a picture. He's got a big boulder in his front yard.
Dude, you got to take a picture in front of it now.
Yeah, I want to go over there and take a picture in front of that.
Are you going to bike over there?
Oh, that's a good
hell no. He lives way, way out.
I always get a kick out of seeing the middle-aged guy on a bicycle in your neighborhood, and he's not dressed to ride a bicycle. He's just wearing his blue jeans and his collared shirt, and you just know, okay, that guy got pinched.
Okay, hold on a second. I was wearing blue jeans and a collared shirt yesterday because we stopped on the way home from Mother's Day brunch.
Oh, Josh, yeah.
Well,
and I wasn't planning on biking home because it's funny. I get this bike, and my kid's like, hey, can we bike home? I'm like, it's hot. I don't want to go biking right now. Let's save it for a different day, but we ended up biking.
Oh, it was hot yesterday, wasn't it?
Yeah.
So for at least, what did you say, 2.5 miles?
2.3.
For 2.3 miles, you looked like you had a fresh D-dub under your belt. Yeah. I always got a kick out of that. Man, my buddy lived in a neighborhood years ago right across from a VFW, and we did some serious drinking at that joint. And it was a serious drinking bar. This was not a place where you went to have lunch, okay? This was a place where you went to get blasted out of your mind and then get in a fight. This was kind of a shady joint. And there was this gaggle of older dudes, 6, 7 of them, who rode 10-speed bicycles to the bar because every damn one of them had 2, 3 D-dubs. We call them the Schwinn Club. They were some hardcores. Hardcores. Guy's got his blue jeans on, work boots.
Yeah, I was not dressed appropriately.
Alabama concert shirt, but he's riding a 10-speed. Well, yeah, I think we can figure that one out.
Mm-hmm.
I'm happy for you, Josh. Something new for you to do.
Yeah, hopefully I actually use it. I think I will. So yesterday, like I said, I was a little out of breath when I got home. And I'm thinking, well, it must have been, 5, 6 to 10 miles. And I looked it up. I'm like, 2.3 miles, I'm in some trouble.
Well, you'll be all right. I mean, look at you. You'll be fine. Christ, you're thin, you're in shape, you don't drink, you don't smoke. You're going to be all right on that bicycle.
I do work. I guess it's just different than what I'm used to.
Yeah, you exercise. I still think you should have.
The air quality wasn't great.
Pardon me?
The air quality wasn't great yesterday.
That's right. Thank you,
blame it on
Ashley.
the air quality.
Today.
Yeah.
And don't forget, the Nuggets are in town, so there's the elevation. That makes such a difference.
Yep.
Everybody talks about that.
Right. You should have got a throttle on the damn thing, but that can be your next bicycle.
An e-bike?
Whatever you want to call it.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I misspoke. Harley Davidson?
Yeah, you should have got a throttle on it, but that can be your next time. Next time, Ski. Oh, for Pete's sake. Maybe I'll go riding with you.
That'd be awesome. We could start a little half motorcycle club.
I'd like to see the two of you on a tandem bike together ride around a lake somewhere. I think that would be precious.
I'd be down. You know what? I would trust him. I wouldn't trust the rest of you if I was in front. I don't think you guys would pedal.
No,
Nick would pedal.
A tandem bicycle? Can I tell you my tandem bicycle story again? And what do they call that deal on the lake where you pedal? Oh, not on the lake. On the street. Pedal pubs?
Yeah.
Yeah. Those are so dumb to me.
Dude.
I hate those.
That was one of the worst days of my life.
Pedal pub?
Yes.
I have vowed to never go on one of those. It just looks miserable.
It is. And I didn't understand what I was looking at. I saw these vehicles going by. It's got to be 15 years ago or so. And, everyone's drinking and sitting at a picnic table on wheels. Or, you guys all know what the pedal pub looks like. And I thought the people pedaling, I thought it was just a gimmick. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I just thought it was for show. And they were pedaling an empty sprocket. I thought it was maybe they were advertising a bike shop or something. For whatever reason, I had it in my head that people pedaling while sitting on the picnic bench and drinking was just a gimmick so when someone asked me, hey, do you want to go on a pedal pub? I said, sure. And I sat down on the bench with the 8-10 other people and then the dorky captain of the pedal pub. and I looked down and I said, we're really operating this damn thing? And everyone said, yeah, what are you, stupid or something? I said, I thought it was all a joke. And here we go. Here we're off and running. And within minutes, I quit. And the other people in the group were furious with me. But I said, I can't do this. This is ridiculous. I mean, I'm dangerously short on oxygen over here. I didn't know we really powered this damn thing. So if you I don't know if it was the same on your pedal pub experience as everyone else, but there was one empty seat that didn't have to pedal.
Yeah, the back seat.
Okay, wherever it was, I said, look, I'm going to the empty seat. I'm going to the non-pedaling seat, and I'm not doing this. I just straight up told people, I'm cool if at the first bar I stay there and you guys go on without me. If you want me to continue, I will be sitting in the non-pedaling seat. So that's where I went, and everybody was upset with me. Never, ever will I do that again.
I wonder how much the guy that's operating it actually has to pedal. Like, wouldn't that suck if nobody's pedaling? Is there, like, an electric motor on those things or some sort of motor just in case?
If there was, dude, I didn't notice it. And if my memory serves me right, the captain guy did quite a bit of pedaling himself. I don't get it. Never. I mean, with the exception of beer league softball, there really is no reason to mix beer drinking with exercise. Stupid.
100% agree.
What a horrible combination.
Especially when you're going uphill on one of those bad boys. Oh my God.
Well, the tandem bike experience that I had, one of my goofiest friends. He's been goofy since we were kids. He's still goofy. He's just an odd dude. Always has been. Always will be. Many years ago, I was in my garage, sweeping out the garage this time of year, cleaning the joint out for the summer. And this quirky friend of mine rides up my driveway alone on a tandem bicycle. The tandem bicycle's back tire is flat. He has a pair of sunglasses. Number one, he's got a big head of hair like Art Garfunkel used to haul around in the Simon, right? And he dresses like a complete moron, like purple pants and a cowboy shirt with a, what do you call these things again, Josh?
Bolo tie?
Yeah, with a bolo. Just the oddest dresser, oddest guy you've ever seen. Josh, you know who I'm talking about. So he rides up my driveway with that goofy outfit on. Tandem bicycle, alone. Flat back tire. He's got a pair of sunglasses on his face, a pair of sunglasses up on top of his head, and a pair of sunglasses hanging from his shirt collar.
My God.
And he says, hey, what's going on? And I said, get off my property before I call the police.
Yeah, that's odd.
I said, you look so odd right now. If you don't leave my property immediately, I will call the police.
Was he wanting to go on a tandem ride with you?
He was going up to the gas station to put some air in the tire. Got a flat back tire.
He never explained the 3 separate pairs of sunglasses, 2 which were in use and the other 2 who were hanging off of his body. He never explained that. He probably wasn't even aware that the rest of the sunglasses were on his body.
Yeah, I was going to ask, was it that, or was he begging that you'd ask him?
Oh, no.
He wasn't looking for attention?
Completely clueless.
Yeah.
No, he never asked me to help him with the tandem bike ride. I wouldn't have anyway.
I'm sure you wouldn't have
with the
jumped
way
in.
he looked, no way.
Yeah, that's a little goofy.
He was on his way up to the gas station to put a little air in the back of the tire.
Well, yeah, it would have been fun to go riding, but I've already sold my bike. I just got a really good offer on Facebook Marketplace, and it's gone.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I just wanted to get home from the bike shop yesterday.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, it's gone. I'm right back to driving my pickup truck when I don't even need to.
Murdering the environment.
That's right.
Knocking the environment into next week.
If there was such thing as the environment, I'd be destroying it on my way to and from work and the little trips that I don't need to take.
Aside from bicycle helmets, that is something else that I've never really fully believed in.
What's that?
The environment.
Well, there is no such thing as
I don't believe that there is.
People bring up there's an environment. There is not an environment.
Oh.
The picture you sent us of you on your bike, you do look pretty damn cool, Josh.
I spent a lot of time posing for that.
You sent us the picture?
Oh. That's a cool water bottle, too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, thanks a lot. I knew it. I knew it was a cool water bottle.
Yep.
It's insulated, Ashley.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Well, I was hoping it'd be a full shot of you on the bike.
I couldn't do it. I trust me, I tried it was doing a selfie, and it was hard to do the selfie and hold that awesome water bottle. I had to crouch down, and one of my neighbors walked by, and I'm like, son of a gun. I was in a stupid position.
The one time Josh takes a selfie, too.
I know. That's the second selfie I've ever taken.
Nice Simpsons T-shirt.
I was going to ask where you got that, by the way.
That was a gift from my stepson.
Well, it was a short-lived journey.
I still feel good about it, though. I'm glad that I had that for a very short amount of time.
You should feel good. You should. So I guess we can't ride together, but maybe one day.
The 93X Half-Assed Morning Show.
They can get pretty big. They can get 10 foot, 150 plus pounds, and they are a predator.
On 93X.
The 93X Half-Assed Morning Show. 93X.
The 93X Half-Assed Morning Show podcast is sponsored by Standard Heating and Air Conditioning. New episodes drop each weekday. If your podcast platform has ratings, go ahead and give us 5 stars and maybe give our enemies 1. Thanks, and here's a word from our sponsor.
Winter's arrived, and with the holidays around the corner, it's the perfect time for Standard Heating's Black Friday Comfort Countdown specials. And right now is the time to become a Smart Club member and get your furnace in top shape before winter comes. Visit standardheating.com today. Comfort you deserve since 1930.